Alrighty, welcome back everyone for another week of A House Divided, brought to you by Polyhedra TV with the wonderful folks that are all, damn it, this side for me. This technically just, I hate how things reverse and things. Anyway, hi everyone, welcome back for another week of House Divided, brought to you by Foundry VTT. Thank you so much for sponsoring us on this wonderful podcast. It's been quite the week. Personally, I just went through some bad food poisoning during the weekend, but feel much better now. My God, always nuke your food. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's it from me. Other than that, it was an eventful. Well, it was not that. I don't know. I mostly just watched. By the way, if you're into shows, or if you're into shows that have a lot of action rather than talking, there's a show that I found called Primal on HBO, and I knew about it. I've been wanting to watch it for a long time. It's real fun. It's really fun. It used to be on Adult Swim, and if you like dinosaurs and stuff like that, if you've played Ark before, oh boy, it's probably gonna get you hooked. It's a good show. In any case, it's also brutal. It's so gory. My God, if you don't like gore, do not watch the show. Disclaimers. This is also not brought to you by HBO. Anyway, that is pretty much it. Oh, by the way, trademark Warner Brothers now. Warner Brothers owns HBO now, right? No. Wait, who's the business daddy? I think it's still AT&T, right? AT&T and Warner Brothers. I don't know who has the copyright. Who owns you, HBO? Who owns you? Who's your
Wasn't
daddy?
it?
Oh no.
Jokes aside.
Oh my God.
Jokes aside. Welcome back, everyone. I'm super excited to be back on my feet. Is there anything that you guys have? Otherwise, I'm actually kind of ready to get this going because there's some shit to get into.
What?
Oh, nothing.
What?
We don't have to get into any shit.
Oh,
It's
fine.
Happy
Nothing's
fun
going
times.
on.
Yeah.
We're going to
Nothing's
get into
happening.
happy fun times.
Yeah.
We met a friend, and
Hi,
that's
it's
it.
me.
That's where we ended it.
I'm the TPK, it's me.
So, you know,
Alright.
I'm trying a different layout for all my stuff tonight. So if you see me going,
Oh, well, now we're gonna die. Damon
That's-
moves stuff
that's
around,
all it
so
is.
we're
The
definitely dead.
second that Damon moves stuff around, it's usually pretty bad.
We're so dead.
Mhm.
D-E-D.
I just might be a little
dead.
lost. Please roll blah. Is that over here? Where is...
Alrighty, cool. Unless you guys have something else, I think it is time that we get this party rolling. With that, welcome back. Previously on A House Divided, played by Polyhedra, we returned to the house after a nice, long, relaxing stay. Many things happened, from, our friend Henry being pulled into the mirror and being brought back to Celine, to ad nauseum reading, too much reading, all of the notes of Darius Corvinaris being divulged as you guys decided we gotta investigate what the hell is going on in this house. And as you guys pushed on, you found probably the most important pair of rooms in the entire house. I am, of course, speaking of the blue room and the red room. Now,
Terrible.
if you didn't watch last week, you need to watch it just for that. Probably the highest use of creative energy in 5th edition D&D ever is the blue room and the red room. And it's exactly what you're thinking it is. In any case,
Definitely not cliche at all.
no,
Definitely
but
not predictable.
sometimes tropes are there for a reason. You just play right into them. Anyways, so as the party found out some things about Brockton's family, you guys pushed on and then suddenly heard a weird, muffled conversation from down below. Brockton, you sent the group further down below as you guys pushed in, and you saw that a room was open that was before closed. You saw that there was a weird, scintillating orb of energy in the middle, kind of like hovering in the middle of the room at the end of this long, what must have been at one point a dining hall. You realized that underneath that was what seemed to be a crater created from some kind of a blasting force. As you approached, you did what probably almost every D&D party has ever done, which is send the familiar to its death. Send the familiar forward in order to get a better lay of the land, being smart adventurers. And as you discovered what lay below, you saw, as the kitty cat jumped through, suddenly this crack, this rift in reality extend outward, opening up. There was a flash of something, but you couldn't really see. But before you could do anything else, a weird, arcane creature materialized, looking what appears to be... Well, let me see if I can do this. It's been a hot second since I did this properly. Maybe I can't.
It's my cat. He jumped in the portal, traveled through time, turned into a big giant skeleton thing, and then came back to meet us. That's 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, see? I'd recognize that face anywhere.
So as you guys step forward, see if I can do that too. Nice, there we go. This creature is now hovering. It seems to be empowered by the arcane energy that it seems to be coming from the portal. All of you guys are noticing there seems to be almost these almost translucent tethers tying it to the portal. But most importantly, it looks incredibly dangerous. As with that, we're going to be rolling some initiative. Go ahead, you guys.
Not the Lukes. Serving Lukes.
That's right. That's down here now.
Already did it, huh?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Good initiatives this time.
I get to watch everybody else die.
Die. Alrighty. Guess what, Brock? You are surprised. No, I'm just fucking with you. Alrighty, as we're picking this up, you watch as this thing kind of shows itself, starting to materialize before you. These weird rift energies flying between what seem to be bones. Brock, what do you do?
Steps out. Oh, paused.
Oh. Waiting for the gods to make up their mind on whether they will help or hinder you. Brock. You see your
Brock steps
opportunity.
over where he can get past Sebastian a little bit better.
I will say that stuff right there is difficult terrain, just as an FYI.
Oh, okay.
No, I
In
mean,
that
you
case,
can
you
definitely
go on
stand on
more.
it. I'm just saying, like, as you kind of like get on.
Yeah, I just didn't want to use that much movement just to get a bit of a cleaner shot. So,
Sure thing.
maybe there. Could I throw around him from there?
You definitely, yeah, you could.
Okay. I'm going to use my insightful fighting
Okay.
to try and get. So that's forget that one doesn't actually post what it does. So it's insight check opposed by its deception check.
Alrighty, go for it. Oh,
Woohoo.
very good. Alrighty, as you look upon that, Brock, you remember some of the rudimentary arcane training that you did receive, not just at the boarding school, but later on as well. I mean, you cannot perform surgery with at least some kind of enhanced material. Even, you know, technically the medicine bag that you're using has components in it that have magic in them. This world is suffused with it. So as you look at this creature, you can make out that these tethers that connect it back to the planar portal, there's something about that seems to be collecting in certain, almost like if it had nerves, clusters thereof, but it's different. It's almost like a what do you call them? A jellyfish here, flying, ethereal as it is. So as you kind of look at them, you feel like if you just try to hit it into those spots, that's where it's going to hit the best.
That is where I will aim then, and I will toss just a regular dagger at it. This is not my silver letter opener.
Roger.
Oh, look at there!
Ooh, very nice.
And then because of the insightful fighting, sneak attack.
So go ahead and just click on that
And
twice.
I guess roll it twice.
Very nice. 28 points of damage as you take the dagger and kind of fly around Sebastian's back. Sebastian, you see the dagger fly towards the creature. As the dagger hits it into one of the these like clusters of arcane energy, you actually watch, and all of you guys see is it seems to almost like tripartite, like push itself apart. You see what seems to be a central form, then another one that seems to have kind of like a brighter coloration, and another one that has a darker coloration. As it pulls itself apart, you also see the dagger disintegrate as it kind of lands in the middle, hovers there for a second. These arcane energies tying at each side and then like burning, melting the steel dagger down, and what little remains of the steel immediately plops to the ground and just hardens there. However, it still takes half damage.
Yeah, throw weapons. I always lose them. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to where I started and call it good.
Alrighty, Sebastian, what would you like to do?
Everything in
right.
this house is toxic to metal.
Right? That's exactly my thoughts too. I'm like little roaches. Sebastian's gonna grab his necklace and he's gonna whisper something to himself, and then he's gonna throw his arms out, and 3 duplicates of Sebastian are gonna fly out of his sleeves and surround him, and I cast Mirror Image on myself.
Alrighty.
Let's do that. And that is it for me.
As you do that, you see the creature suddenly just kind of like be attracted to you, casting the mirror images. As you pull forth the magic of the Shadowfell, Sebastian, you feel the connection to your home, the shadow starting to encircle you, making shadowy magic duplicates of yourselves, and the creature's burning sockets seem to almost get brighter, sparking away as it kind of reaches out, and as it does, it is going to try to consume this.
Bitch.
And then let me make sure that I get this effect right.
These spells are limited edition.
They are definitely for you. And what level did you cast it at? 3rd? All right.
Yeah.
As you cast the spell, suddenly you watch your other parts of you, these other shadowy selves, almost scream in pain as you're like, what the fuck? You kind of see them suddenly be sucked towards the maw of the skeletal arcane creatures. It just seems to consume it. And as it does, you suddenly watch as shadowy magic suffuses it. As with that, suddenly it splinters into 2, 3 other versions of it. The shadow magic suddenly being turned against you.
Love that for me. Okay. I'm just gonna run backwards away from it.
Backpedaling a little bit. Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Alrighty,
You
Henry,
remind
it's
me
your
to-
turn. Celine, you're in the wings.
Yes, Henry. He would like to rage first. And so I will click at the button. El Rajay.
Ooh.
He's like very torn about, and as he rages, his axe will just like it'll get a little like colder. So you can like see some ice like going across the edges and then like on the handle and everything. And then from here he's just going to. He hasn't tried this yet. But he's just gonna throw it, and then it should just pop right back into his hand.
All right.
So he will make 2 attacks like this, and he will do it recklessly.
So reckless, I think you. Let me double check something really quick, because if I remember reckless right,
Do I have to be? It just says attack.
you have advantage on melee weapon attacks.
Is it still melee weapon?
It becomes
attack?
at that
Yes,
point
I-
it becomes a thrown weapon. It's a thrown weapon
then,
attack.
Then he will not do that. He will walk up and do it.
Okay.
He would know that.
But you have reach, right?
Oh yeah, I do have reach. Thank you. I could just do it from here. I always forget that portion of having reach in this. All right.
Yes.
and he will-
Yes. Thank you, Fire Brockton. Good sir.
Yeah, yes. Like, I have long arms in this form. What? This is amazing.
Don't forget you're gangly as fuck.
I don't know what gangly. Okay, that's a little insult there, David. Like that's messed up.
This little meta
Remember that
pitch is just hackling down at poor Henry.
All right, I clicked the reckless button, and then I'm not gonna great weapon master because I don't know what type of thing this is yet. I'm targeting it, and it yelled at me, and it didn't say anything. I'm going to click it again. Oh, it said I'm not in range.
Oh gosh,
Oh.
here. You know what I'm gonna do to fix that? It's actually really simple. I'm just gonna change the reach on the Great Axe from here on
Oh,
out.
that's fine too.
Now you should be able to.
I click the button. 21.
Ooh, baby. 21 is definitely going to be a hit.
All right. I don't know where that extra plus 10 is coming from.
Great Weapon Master.
Great weapon master.
Oh, okay. Cool. I did.
I mean, I was toggling on. You can toggle
Yeah,
it off
it's
for a
toggled
second
on.
string if you want to. As you strike
Yeah, no,
into
I'm
it,
just gonna keep it.
the same thing again happens as the creature takes 11 points of damage. However, you kind of watch as you cut through, and the weapon itself. Oh, by the way, roll your d6 for the elemental cleaver damage too. Nice. As you strike into it, you get the sense that it's also resistant to cold damage. However, you kind of cut through. You cut through what seem to be these ribs, and as you cut into one, it kind of separates, and then again, it's like a tripartite kind of like separation, and then it comes back together afterwards.
He will continue swinging at it because he doesn't exactly know what's happening here. Does it look like it's taking any, like it's injured at all?
It's taking damage for sure, in the sense of like you see its form kind of react to the hits, right? But it just seems like if you were to strike a creature of this size in any other way, you think there would be more. Like technically there should be more of an effect, but apparently it just didn't.
All right, second one. Oh god, they need that's probably different. But
An
doesn't it?
8's going to be a miss, yes.
Yeah, that's All right. Yeah, and Henry's just gonna be like, this guy seems really tough. He's just gonna stay right there.
Alrighty, in that case, go ahead and end your turn, and then I'll bring us to
End turn
Celine.
Okay, just one question before I go. If I were to cast Hunger of Hadar, yeah, could I cast it in this room so that it wouldn't hit?
Yeah, you probably have to.
I could cast it in the center, right?
Yeah, you can do it like over here somewhere.
Okay. And can we see the monster inside of it in Hunger of Hadar? No. So
I
it's
don't
darkness,
think so.
basically.
Yeah, everything
Okay.
would be obscured
Okay.
by that.
Okay, so if I do that, then we've got to run. I just don't know how everybody feels about that. So I'm going
Celine.
to first.
Celine, just to kind of like remind you what happened last week, or sorry, seconds ago. You see the doors behind you slam
All right,
shut.
we're locked in here.
Oh,
And as they
Yeah.
do, you see there is indeed magic that seems to be scintillating across it. It seems to be a mix of what is an interesting kind of like an auburn green energy interwoven with what seems to be black and purple as it kind of like it's almost like these, it's hard to say, it's like a mixture between vessels of blood and vines kind of like intermingling with one another, cutting across.
Ew.
okay. So Celine's eyes are going to go black. She's going to open her mouth, and out of her mouth is going to come this shadow kind of smoke, and it's going to go towards the creature and envelop it. I'm going to cast my Hexblade's Curse.
Alrighty.
So that's my bonus action.
As you do that,
Mm-hmm.
a
No.
creature hovering above you both, Marcus and Celine, suddenly seems to solidify into appearance. You see, this one is a bit smaller than the other one, but it seems to be more contained. There seems to be, again, that kind of black and purplish energy that is attached to it. It's just like looking down towards you all. As you do that, oh boy, I forget that there is. Wait. I'm stupid. That's not a spell. So, the creature
Yeah.
seems to try to reach towards that. But as you push through, describe to me how your shadow magic overcomes this creature that suddenly appears above you, tries to grasp the shadow, and has no pull.
Okay, how does that happen? Good. That's a great. Thanks, David. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. Um, yeah. So she's like super creepy, like possessed girl style, like opening her mouth, and her shadow magic goes to the other guy, and then something appears next to her, and she kind of like her eyes go like white and then black, and she turns, and then maybe it like comes out of her mouth and envelops the thing next to them, instead.
Sure. As it kind of like tries to absorb it, you're like, yeah, sure, have it. That's all the shadow starts to kind of envelop it instead. The Hexblade's curse is now upon it instead.
Okay, cool. That's my bonus action. So for my action, I'm gonna blink.
Alrighty. Go ahead and cast Blink. And now it's going to do the reaction thing that because I thought it was Hex, my brain stopped listening right after Hex Blade's Curse. Like, Blade's Curse just didn't exist in my mind for a second. But
Okay.
as you try to cast that, it is going to do its fancy thing. And it has no effect as it tries to rip away. Maybe it got scared after having seen what you did with this first one, as these shadows are surrounding and it's almost like turning into feathers every once in a while. It like tries to reach out for the second one, but no effect. Alrighty, what else happens with your blink?
Yeah, so I want to try to move, but I think that happens on my next turn. At the end of my turn. No, I'm sorry. I roll a d20. Okay. This is the first time. I'm sorry. Roll d20. Oh, I got a 1.
Wow.
Alrighty, hey, better than an attack roll or a save, so there's that, as you stay precisely where you were before. Alrighty, go ahead and end your turn when ready.
Okay.
Alrighty, Marcus, it is your turn, as you now have a creature hovering above you with the shadowy tendrils of the Hexblade's curse, and another creature suffused into what looks like 3 mirror images of itself.
Wonderful. Love that. I was going to ask, so Henry was able to hit the creature and not just one of the mirror image?
Oh, shit. You know what?
Wait.
That was my bad. I forgot. I'll just let it go through. So you keep going. It had mirror image on. I just forgot.
Yeah.
We are going to inspire Henry before I forget. So I will. And I feel like Marcus was probably thinking of something very eloquent to say, and then this other one hovered over him and he's now just Henry, kick its ass so you can kick this one. And he don't got a lot of spells, and it's pretty obvious that these creatures aren't. Yeah, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to try. Yeah, so this is hovering above by 10 feet? Am I reading that right? Cool. He's still gonna take a step back. Don't know if it gets an attack of opportunity if it has reach or anything.
It is too high
You
up
are
to try to
muted,
strike
but
you.
Cool. We're gonna try it. Yeah, Tasha's hideous laughter. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Is there a way for me to... Yeah. I wish I had a pun right now, but I do. So... Perhaps he finds Marcus's panicking a little funny.
Marcus, you kind of like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And as you kind of like do that little thing, the creature's like, kind of considering you, as it had tried to absorb the shadowy magic from Celine, kind of squints its eyes towards you, and as it does, it seems to kind of like, there's not a funny bone on its body.
Yeah. And that's why it failed. Out punned by the DM. Alright, that'll do it.
That'll do it. All right, cool. That is going to bring us to big boy number uno. As the creature kind of swivels towards you, Henry, so surprised by the fact that, you attacked it through these wonderful mirror images it fair and square stole. It is going to hover towards you. As it grabs, it is going to try to make a strike at you. Oh, shit. Also, before I forget, Marcus, as you saw the spell fail against her, or against the arcane wraith, you watch as suddenly the energy from it, like the what would you say, what coloration is your spell? Like what kind of flair is there to it?
Well, the flair for Marcus's magic is more very showman's, so think like the greatest show on earth kind of style, so magical, like glittery confetti.
Wonderful. There is now glittery confetti floating through the bones, the rib cage, through the eye sockets, all around it. However, you get a little bit of a sinking feeling as you realize that is not a good sign, for it seems to be now reinforced. Like it's almost like a layer of protection around it now. In other words, you see now that it has gained temporary hit points as it consumes the spell after saving it.
Oh
Great.
my god, what are we
Henry,
gonna do?
This creature
That's so scary.
flies towards you and is going to make an arcane strike with advantage. That is going to be a hit. Henry, you are going to take 13 points of force damage, so not reduced. And I need you to make me a strength saving throw. That should be baked in with advantage.
I do not want the inspiration. It did not give
All
me
right.
advantage.
This thing kind of tries to grab you by the throat, and all of you guys watch as Henry starts to lift off the ground a little bit. This creature seems to be strong enough to just lift Henry one-handed. As it tries to clasp down, this arcane force is starting to choke you out as you're like, and you're able to kind of get yourself down again as it's going to make its second strike.
Oh god.
Fun.
And that is going to also be a hit for another 19 points of force damage. Henry, make me a second strength saving throw.
Oh, no. I'm good.
Again, this time it tries to grab into your trapezoid, kind of no, what is that called? Yeah, is that trap, right? And that's the triceps. Yeah. So it tries to kind of squeeze into that and almost like yank you to the side. It's like you're just staying in place as it is not able to move you. However, it definitely seems to have the strength to whip people around. It seems that just by the virtue of Henry's strength, he's able to make this. Again, you watch as this creature just looks at you with pure hatred. Which brings us to the smaller boy, who's going to start to float down somewhat, Celine. As the creature kind of looks upon you, it's like, it is going to make an arcane strike. And the first one is going to be a miss as it tries to strike down towards you. Let me check something here real quick. Oh, interesting. Still a miss, though. It angrily is going to try to follow that up with a second hit. The second hit is going to be a hit, even with shield.
Okay.
Celine, you take 18 points of force damage, and I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
A strength saving throw.
Mhm.
This is gonna be great.
You're really good at those.
7.
You
Super
guys
strong.
watch as Celine masterfully dodges the first one, but kind of like as you come back up, it grabs you by the legs, and your head kind of smacks against the ground as you're just like kind of dizzy for a second, and it flings you northward. As you land prone on the ground over there, the creature turns and swivels towards Bryn. Bryn, it is your turn. Bryn, because of who you are and the fact that you have something in your possession, and you actually did reading, go ahead and give me an Arcana check with advantage. Also, I love that
Hey.
mugs. Marissa, I want it. Give me that mug.
I know, isn't
It's
it pretty?
beautiful.
Wow.
No. Amazon.
With a 15, you don't know what this creature is. Though it might say Arcane Wraith for you as the player, Bryn is unaware exactly what this creature is called. However, this connection, the tethering you see between itself and that gate to the, far north, it feels like, seems to have some kind of a significance to its existence, how it functions. And as you look upon that, you kind of get the sense that these creatures are incredibly powerful. You saw multiple spells going off as the creatures tried to just absorb them as they came in, which gives you in particular, Bryn, a very sinking feeling currently. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna run. Going through a person is difficult terrain, right? Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, double movement. Mm-hmm. So that'll be 25 right there, and then 30. Or that. And you will get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, actually, nope.
Oh, wow.
It's eye sockets kind of follow you, but it seems to be, as you look upon it, you innately get. It seems to almost enjoy this, like a predator that is playing with its food first.
Or it's saving its reaction. Okay, well, I'm gonna...
Saving his reaction.
What? Okay. I'm gonna cast... Dispel Magic.
On what?
The portal.
Alrighty, go ahead and
120 feet, so I don't have to move anymore. I technically didn't have to move at all, but I didn't want to stay next to the thing.
Alright, hang on 1 second. So as you cast that, I am going to try to consume that.
What?
And then he gets dispelled. Joke's on him. Right?
That would actually be hilarious.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny, actually.
Bryn, what does your magic look like as it tries to consume the spell of yours?
I mean, most of his stuff so far has been like gross bones, rotting flesh, but I feel like Dispel Magic would be the opposite of that, since it's trying to get rid of something. So it would be like just bright white sanitizing light that kind of smells kind of lemony.
Sanitizing light.
It's like the cleaning solution that he would use to
Mr.
wipe
Clean.
down
Got
whatever it's called that you keep a body on in the morgue.
Oh, what is that? I don't want to know. As you try to
Slab?
try to
Yes,
cast
there
that
you go.
forth, suddenly you watch it's pulled away from you
Oh,
as the
wow,
creature kind of
shocker.
holds it in its claw. Its eyes landing back on Celine, and it flings it directly at her. Celine, your blink, as the energy kind of is pulsing around you, pulling you into the ethereal plane, you suddenly feel the tether disappear as it used the dispel on your magical effect instead, stealing it from Bryn. Bitch. Listen, Tyler sent me a message on the side. He's like, listen, I just want... No, I'm just kidding. Tyler, not do any of that. Yeah,
I said I want everyone to die.
If it was anyone, he would want it to be me.
But other
I
than
said,
that...
kill the first person you can. I need some bones for my animate dead. I don't care who it is.
That's true.
Oh my God.
Alrighty, Bryn. Do you have anything as a bonus action?
Nope.
Brock. You look upon this, and the thing that you remember about this long hall is that it held many a very important dinner that your grandfather and grandmother held. The point where the portal seems to have created itself, this planar rift, you look upon it and you realize that it's precisely the spot where your grandfather used to sit. That is the seat of honor.
It seems like your magic is fueling them, not hurting them.
What?
I'm gonna have to run through somebody. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to try something desperate and stupid. Follow if you want. I'm going to bonus action dash. And then action dash and jump in the portal.
Alrighty.
My bones!
Alright. I'll send you a message separately, Damon. As Brock just goes, I'm gonna try something stupid! Runs through and jumps into this. As Brock's body hits the portal, suddenly, much like with the kitty cat before, his body seems to become elongated in a almost liquid manner and then disappear inside of the thing. Sebastian, what would you like to do?
Okay. If it weren't for my sister getting thrown halfway across the room, I would probably do the same thing. But I'm gonna say, "That's my sister, you bastard!" And I'm gonna run over here in front of Cece, and then Sebastian's, he's gonna like hunch down and he's gonna like throw out his arms, and these two like skeletal obsidian like wings will burst out of his back, just completely covering his sister from the view of the monster. And that will be my necrotic shroud. And I'm just gonna stare down the beast, and that will be it.
Alrighty, remind me what the thing does, just so I get it right.
Yeah. What does it do? Let me see here. Isn't there a way I can put this in chat? How do I do that?
Sorry, I have it suppressed by accident by default in my games. Yay.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Causing all doesn't specify what. Causing all within 10 feet to make a charisma saving throw, or be frightened of you until the end of your next turn. It lasts for a minute, until I end it as a bonus action, and then once on my turn, I can have one attack or spell deal 5 extra necrotic damage to one target.
Alrighty. As that kind of pushes out, so I need, let's see, 10 feet. So that is going to be also Henry and Celine. The two of you also need to make a charisma saving throw, please.
Okay.
And it's a DC 16. I don't want to mention that.
What? Oh.
Oh, Henry.
No.
I mean, we probably already were scared of
Fine.
Sebastian, so...
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
You were going
Alrighty,
to try to hit him
Sebastian,
anyway.
kind of like push out. There's all of these feathers that kind of pulls away from these skeletal wings. As the creature kind of looks towards you, it does genuinely it seems to actually fear something about this, as it does become frightened.
Because I'm
Holy
fucking
shit.
crazy! Don't fuck with my family, bitch! And then, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Henry, you are also afeared, which means you have disadvantage on all attack rolls.
Yeah, and I can't move towards the portal. Alright.
That's too damn bad!
I was like, oh, portal time! Now portal time. Alright.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Henry's just going to continue to whack away since that's about all I can do for now. So yeah, I can't really move in any direction. All right, so swing it away. I think I am going to not do it recklessly though, and I'm also not going to do it. I'm going to take my time with these ones because I feel like that was hurting me in the end. Cortex. We'll see how much this inspiration helps.
That is not going to be a hit, sadly. And it's a nat 1. You can never, like, a nat 1 always misses. So what I'm gonna do is give you that bardic inspiration back, just as a reminder. You don't get the.
It was a nat 2.
Well,
It looks like a nat 1.
It was the inspiration was the 1, right? It was the 1 from the 1d8.
Oh, the
Also-
first attack. I see one attack that was a nat 1, and then you rolled again with a. What happened? Here?
That attack
Oh,
doesn't have a die roll in it.
Yeah, it just has a D8.
that's weird.
Yeah.
It didn't roll a
Oh,
D20.
I see it now. That is still a miss. But yeah. Okay, in that case, you do lose your inspiration. Good day, sir. But thank you. Oh, yeah, shit. Jesus, thanks. Thanks, Clancy. You know what? I'm
Or
going to give you a DM inspiration for being the better
unfailing
DM.
inspiration. It's not better. It's me just saying I have unfailing inspiration.
That's
So
fair.
even if
That's
you failed
fair.
anyway, it's
That's
fair.
Good to know. Good to know.
Please.
But it doesn't have a D20 at all.
Alrighty. That might be a hit, but let me roll it. I'm going to roll a d20 here. And I think it has to be a 6 or higher, right?
Yeah. For the
One
first
of the mirror images is now cut out.
Okay. Well, it's cut out with a lot of ice.
The entire thing just freezes up and shatters.
Yep, that will be all I can do for now.
Alrighty, and just to double check, Jason, Sebastian, they do not get a secondary save, right? Or it's just until the end of your next turn, then it disappears. The frightened condition.
Yeah, I think so.
Okie dokie.
No, hold on. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
the
think
end of
it-
your next turn.
Yeah, until the end of it. Yep,
But the
that's
extra damage lasts for the minute. All right, cool. Henry, end your turn when ready. Celine, you're up next.
Yep. You enter.
All right, Celine.
Sebastian, run! And I'm gonna take off.
Thanks, bro.
I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna dash.
So you're
I guess
prone, which means you're gonna have to use half your movement for the entire turn to just stand up. It sucks, I know. So if you're dashing, that means
okay.
that you can still only move 30 feet, just as an FYI. So you'll be able to get like right before the portal.
Okay.
Or
So that's what I'll do.
You have Misty Step, right?
No,
Oh, just kidding. Ha. Ha ha.
I have blink.
Not anymore.
Yeah. 2 spell slots and blink, and it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go 30 feet. I wasn't gonna go in the portal anyway, just so
Oh.
you guys all know. I wasn't gonna go in the portal anyway because I wasn't gonna leave my brother in here by himself. But I'm gonna wait
All right.
here.
Do you have anything as a bonus
And-
action you'd like to do?
No. No, I don't, David.
All right, sounds good. Okay, that brings us to Marcus. You are within striking distance of the thing, but it used its reaction to consume Bryn's spell. So you're free and clear to move away if you'd like.
Fantastic. Yes. That is what we're going to do. Ooh. Yeah. So just to be clear, Henry still has his bardic inspiration?
Yes.
Cool. Great. Yeah. Marcus is gonna start to move. And on the way, we're gonna inspire Sebastian. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Bryn. I'm so sorry.
I saw you look at me. I saw it.
Yeah, you saw that. Yep. Gonna use his last
fine.
bardic inspiration and just Sebastian, those wings look amazing. Run away.
Thanks.
Everyone's gonna jump in the portal, and I'm just gonna dispel it.
You know what?
Save yourselves!
That's fair. Actually, well, and right there, even though that's not the complete thing, because yeah, also Marcus doesn't want to jump into the portal right away.
As you guys are just standing
And-
shoulder to shoulder.
yeah.
We got this.
Oh, fine. Should I
guess
move
you don't have to
over
set
one?
extra result.
I'll finish.
All right, the creature kind of looks towards you, Sebastian, and as it considers you, I mean, you have seen creatures like this before. It's weird. Sebastian, go ahead and make me, this is going to be your choice. I'll actually make me a history or a religion check, your choice.
Okay. Oh, man. It wasn't worth using the bardic inspiration for that.
That's a big, ugly motherfucker. Other than that, you're not quite sure.
Yay. Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot, it's my turn. As the creature is going to kind of look towards you, I'm gonna roll a d100 here. Alrighty, it's like going to try to just blindly attack you. And with that is going to be the first swing. With disadvantage is going to be a miss. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. The second one, even with disadvantage, is going to be a hit, Sebastian.
Ooh.
Do you have shield?
I'm out of spells.
Oh, fuck. Alrighty, with that, that's going to be a strength saving
You
throw for you,
are?
please.
Yeah, because I used one last time. Strength saving throw. Where's my strength? Yay! Oh my god, really? Okay, let's
Wait, you
try to
don't-
use...
You don't have the Rod of the Pack Keeper, right?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Okay, a 10
Why
is
is
not
it
going to
doing
be
this?
enough. As Sebastian just...
It's still not
Wait,
adding
yeah,
a D20.
it's still not the
It did the
D20.
same thing
It's
that it did to
the
Alex's
so what
roll.
he rolled was a nat 5 -1 because of the strength, and then he rolled a 6 on the die, so the final number
Okay,
is the
sorry.
actual
So
result.
sorry.
Yeah, it's just kind
Okay,
of
so
fucky.
sorry.
No,
I
you're totally
see
good.
now.
You're totally good. Is going to try and fling Sebastian at Bryn. Bryn, go ahead and make me a dex saving throw.
Oh, it's throwing Sebastian at me?
I'm just throwing myself at you, Bryn.
Ah.
Could he be any more obvious, okay? As Bryn, you just very casually step to the side as Sebastian gets flung back, landing
What a
against the
fucker.
wall. Oh boy. Alrighty. Sebastian, you take 21 points of force damage,
Good God.
and
I disagree. I don't think that should happen. No.
and another 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you kind of like fling against the wall first, and then land prone behind Bryn. As the creature's still like kind of looking at you, frankly, somewhat terrified. All right, it's going to end its turn there, though. All right, this one has Chunky Boy or Bryn. It's been going after Bryn this whole time,
I'm
which
all the way over
means
here.
Henry, you get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Why not? It'll be targeted beforehand.
What else are you gonna do with your reaction? Cast counter spell?
Yeah. I'm no counter spell. No, you know what? I don't think I needed inspiration for that. 17.
All right, a 17 is going to be a hit. Gonna roll your d6.
6.
Nice.
Six
Alrighty.
again.
Sadly, it is halved, though the creature does still take some damage. It kind of looks towards you, and then you see its eyes look towards the terrified-looking one, and back towards you. You kind of get the message that they're conveying in that moment. It's almost like, you got this one, right? As this one, however, flies towards you, Bryn, it is going to try to strike you. All right, the first one is going to be a miss.
Rude.
Actually, yeah, still going to be a miss. It's acting kind of funky. Interesting. And the second swing is going to be also miss, nat 2. As it's like kind of striking down towards you, those are both misses. Bryn, it is your turn. Oof.
Well, I'm gonna rush.
Alrighty. I think this time it is going to make an attack of opportunity, just for funsies.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a miss. Oh my god, rolling like trash.
Then gonna is this worth it?
Let me work it.
I'm gonna cast Wither and Bloom.
That's also technically a Strixhaven spell, which is technically not in the group of spells that are okay. Technically.
I thought it was just Acquisitions Inc. and Silvery Barbs because you hate joy, David.
I mean, I do hate
Yeah,
I do hate many a thing, but Strixhaven spells are a part of them. We'll be okay with them. If I remember Withering Bloom, let me look at Withering Bloom again because it's been a hot minute.
It's so
Death
OP, David.
and life.
It's so OP.
Isn't it Wither
Yeah,
and Bloom?
Yeah.
It is.
No,
yeah.
Withering Bloom.
No, he's
No,
just,
it's
he's just
Wither,
saying
it's
it like
Wither
a
and Bloom.
like a rolling
I
voice.
like
It's
the way
Wither
you
and
said
Bloom.
it. Thought it sounded
Um,
good the way you said it, David. Personally.
Are you trying to get inspiration, Marissa?
Yep.
Okay. It is going to turn towards you and try and sap that away from you.
That's fine.
Thanks.
So rude.
It's not fine because it can shoot it at someone else. Bryn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, speaking of.
That's what you want. You want one of us to die. You can't wait to raise us as an undead. I know your plan.
Except it
I'll
also
be
attacks
a
him.
winged undead.
Alrighty, so as the thing kind of goes forward, this shadowy, almost like nature magic kind of going forward. Yeah. Did you delete it? Oh, no, you didn't.
I deleted my template.
That's funny.
Just like take it back.
You watch as whatever small, maybe like grass or anything that kind of started to form in some of the cracks within the tile immediately collapses down, the necrotic energy destroying it. With that, I need you three, so that is Celine, Marcus, and Bryn, to check the chat as I call out this saving throw. So, con saving throw. Hey! Alrighty, Marcus is the only one who makes it.
Okay, it's 2d6.
The other two, I'll just use roll. That's fine. Alright, the other two take 6 points of necrotic damage. And Marcus, you take
half
half
for
of
me.
it.
I have
Automatically
resistance to
applied.
necrotic.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
You good. Alrighty.
That's cool. Exactly what I wanted to happen happened.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
neither of the monsters have reactions, so both of the people that are about to die can run away.
Both are true
Smart.
statements.
That's literally why I did it. I didn't expect necrotic damage to do shit to the big monster. If it went off, I would have let Henry heal a little bit, but I just wanted to get rid of both of their reactions.
Big brain. Big brain move.
Smart.
Nice job.
Alrighty, with that, you end your turn.
E.
Alright, cool. Brock, we'll get back to you. Sebastian,
No!
you are prone
Okay.
on the ground.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll use half my movement to get up. And I'll go CC, and I'll start to limp over.
Now, don't forget you are. Oh no, just kidding. Just forget what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Shut up, David. We just went over this.
Do I want to use? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna target the one with the circle around it, and I'm gonna hit it with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Go for it.
And
Do you want to hear the bad news or the worst news?
Well, they're doing force damage, so I'm gonna assume they're immune to it.
do they at least get flung backwards though?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Because they. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Cool.
So the bad news is, yes, indeed, it is immune to force damage.
Okay.
The worst news is, as you hit it, it is healing for an equal amount of damage done to it.
Okay.
You push it backwards, which is probably the most clutch ploy here. However, you see as suddenly like the shadowy force damage that you would have done suddenly just kind of like seems to turn itself into arcane plate armor around itself. It's almost like it's taking that shadowy magic and making it of its own and looking angrily towards you now. But
And then
it's further away.
Oh. And then does the 5 necrotic damage do anything? The extra 5? Because I think it just takes an extra 5. Probably half.
No, it's. Let me double check
Into
something.
everything.
It does the same exact thing with necrotic.
I take that back. Can I just? Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
You
Okay.
pull all the shadowy magic back. Really, what you're doing at this point is kind of like battling it for a second, right? As you like just pushing it back, learning something about it, and
Yeah.
at least it's further away from you and Cece now.
Yay! Perfect. That's it.
All right, Henry, you are no longer scared. Neither is the creature, though.
You should be.
That is perfectly fine with me. Henry sees the plan, and he will book it to the portal.
So this
Like-
creature will slow your movement for each 5 feet that it is large. So you would have to like run around it first and then move.
Okay. Boop. So that's, and then
And one more to the side. Like, yeah, there you go, perf.
then that's 40. So that's 60 feet. So that would be my action to dash and go through the portal.
You measured from this square instead of that one, but yeah, I feel you. Sorry, I feel like such a stickler. Actually, you're measuring for the wrong square. But you have 60 feet, right? That's the important part. So with 60 feet of movement, you can definitely make it to right there with your like your left upper corner. Your face can be in that square.
All right. And then obviously he gets attacked.
Celine,
No, he doesn't.
your dreams come true
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah.
as the beast starts to rush forward.
Oh, good shit.
Just like a moment for a second where you guys are on like a shadowy, all of these wilted blooms, like this completely decrepit field of flowers.
It's the most romantic thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
And
There's
now-
death everywhere. Beautiful.
And that's Wednesday. All right, cool. Anything else with your bonus action, Henry?
Nope. That will be it. So I can't go through the portal.
Not on current turn, no.
Okay. All right. Then yes. Nope. And I will end the turn. He just runs over.
Alrighty. Celine, your protector is towering above you.
Mm-hmm. Well, unfortunately, I'm stupid. I'm gonna run to my brother. And I'm gonna cast invisibility on him.
Okay.
Oh no. Wait, it says it has no available uses, but it says at will.
Oh, so you can
What,
use
is
you
it
can
from-
use your last spell slot if you want to. Your packed slot. So you
But it's at
already
will.
cast invisibility for the day
Yeah.
because it was when you guys did the mirror thing.
Oh, I cast it on Marcus.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'll cast protection from evil and good on him.
Alrighty, pulling out one of the vials that you found in the desktop of Darius. You kind of uncork it as you splash upon him. Domine, domine, whatever you want to say there. As you cast the
Probably
protection
not
on him.
that.
Wait. That's just for flavor, right? I did use a spell slot on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the material.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, just making sure. I only got 2. Gotta make sure I know what's going on.
100%.
Okay.
Alrighty, so you ran forward, you splashed your brother. Do you want to stay where you are?
Okay, I ran. No, I want to run back. Oh, so I ran 5:10, right?
15.
Ran 15.
5:15. Okay. Oh yeah, I'll just run back. This seems cozy. I'll just go right back to where I was.
Alrighty. Go ahead and end turn, and then Marcus, it's all you.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Marcus.
Cool. Hi.
None of his spells are gonna do anything. Looks
Yeah.
like his sword's not gonna do
Well-
anything.
Your spells would technically work right now.
Oh, right. Sorry. Let me cast tons. Or how about slow so he can cast it on us instead? Wonderful idea.
You don't have any healing spells?
I think I see what you're saying though with the reaction.
It would work.
Yeah, we're gonna try. You're right.
Go
You're
for it.
absolutely right. So,
Sorry, they're immune to slow.
Just specifically, condition immunities. The entire
Slow.
anything that
Everything.
controls a creature, it is just immune to.
Except frightened, which is surprising.
Listen, I triple checked the damn sheet. Is like, really? That one it is not.
Let's try and paralyze it. Maybe it's not immune to that one either.
oh god, I forgot when it comes to the template. It's so awkward. I'm going to attempt what looks like all of them. I'm mainly going to I'm trying to get them and not Sebastian, obviously.
Aw.
So I don't trying to like place that template down. Yeah.
Yep.
God, I forgot it was so big.
40-foot cube.
Wink wonk.
Wink wonk. Aye,
Like it.
aye.
We're all terrified. This is happening right now.
We
like,
all
we're
might
stressed
still
out.
die. We are not out
Yeah.
of the fight yet.
Oh man. All right, Marcus, you garner that these
Yeah.
creatures are resistant to magic. As at first, both of them seem to kind of like find themselves slowed, but then they just grab at the energy, ripping it apart, and then taking those shreds, and literally you see their skulls just chomp away at them, consuming them and healing in the process.
Marcus
I hate
is
this.
gonna use a lot of colorful language. Probably wouldn't be good to say on Twitch. And then, just run, damn it, to everybody else. And yeah, with that, Marcus is gonna go through the portal and hope for the best.
All right, Marcus, you also stepping through it, suddenly feel a very familiar emotion, a sensation of the rip of reality of your body and soul intermingling, being stretched taut, your mental capacity, your mind barely capable of actually understanding what is happening around it, but suddenly you feel it's almost like a a laugh inside of your very soul, a chuckle, a warmth and cold and excitement and chaos as you're being pulled towards a very familiar plane. Alrighty, that brings us to the Arcane Wraith. As the creature is now absolutely livid, it is going to fly towards Sebastian and is going to try to attack you with disadvantage. All right, the first one, Sebastian, you watch as that would have been a nat 20, goes towards you, and it's this energy, as Celine kind of put it forward, it's like the silvery shadow that keeps it back as its claws are trying to dig into your very body. It's going to make a second swing. Damn, natty 17 on that one. Shit, both of those would have been terrifying. But instead, 2 natural 3s instead. Both of those miss. That was
Yay.
close. All right, clutch move. Clutch
Now the
move,
other
Celine. Clutch move. This one is also going to fly forward in anger, as it is going to try and do the same thing. Disadvantage attack, miss, and... Oh man, that one was close.
Oh god.
And it's a hit. All right, Sebastian.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. That's okay.
I don't think anyone else
You
has
have-
anything, right?
No, we don't
You
have
have
silvery
something.
barbs. So.
Get out of here. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Sebastian,
Nice we had that.
you go unconscious as you take 17 points of force damage.
Oh, okay.
As you guys watch and you, Celine, in horror as he's being picked up, you see the claws pulled, like pushing into his stomach, through his actual torso, and then out the back of his upper back. The blood is starting to drip down, and the wings kind of flutter and falter, starting to hang loosely on the sides. As the creature tosses him, you automatically fail the strength saving throw on this one. And with that, Sebastian, you have an automatic death fail as you're being flung against the wall. You hear something sickening snap inside of Sebastian as he is just a wet thump upon the wall on the side. But the thing has more movement, so it will move further. Actually, I'm gonna check.
I'm gonna throw up.
As it kind of like seems to now chase after Sebastian. You can tell this creature is out for blood. This creature is going to end Sebastian if it can get to him. Bryn, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna.
Everyone, this is what cool, calm, and collected looks like. Be Bryn. Be better. Actually, flip those around. Be better. Be Bryn. But that was like a perfume commercial. I'm trying to buy you time here, Tyler. It's like,
Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just shocked that I'm gonna do it.
help
I'm gonna
Sebastian.
move over and grab Sebastian and start dragging him towards the portal, which is
Alrighty.
half movement, right?
Mhm. So 5. I'll say here. Let me
15.
move you guys both at the same time to make it a little bit easier. So that'll be 15, 25. So here's the thing: you can, if you want to, kind of drag
Let go of
him.
him and jump in the portal, because that's what I'm gonna do.
Alrighty, as Bryn, you kind of drop him down.
I look at Celine, I say, "Don't let him know that I did this."
Okay.
As Bryn similarly disappears. Oh man.
Oh shit, that's right. I gotta do something.
Ooh. All right, please. Thank you. My God.
Oh, yay! Okay, so
Good job.
as I passed, I'm gonna use my Defy Death.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Tell me more. Tell me more.
1d8 plus my Constitution modifier, and then I'm back up. I regained healing. Okay.
Okay.
Plus my Constitution 3. So 5 points of healing I take. So I am now back awake.
Ooh, that is very
and
good.
you get your turn
However,
because death saves are the beginning, right?
I think actually that is a good question. I don't hold up.
Yeah.
I gotta look it up.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the nat 20. You
Oh
still
yeah,
get to
because then
take
you
your
can get
turn.
back up. That's right. Yeah, Sebastian. So
Ah.
I'm gonna say this. Bren and Sebastian, I both need you to roll me a D100 real quick.
Cool.
No, he can't. No.
Bren, you disappear. Like, you see nothing of Sebastian. Sebastian, you just suddenly are in a different spot. You remember being picked up and then all the color of the world faded away. As you come back to, though, you realize that your wings are gone, and you're kind of like on your back now. There's something that hurts so bad in the back of your ribcage.
All right. Does this? It just says it's like a special. Do like?
Yeah, that's like
Is
as
that an
part,
action or
like
anything?
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. No action.
Oh, cool. So I still have like a turn.
Pretty sure, yeah. Let me double check it, but you
Hey!
keep
Get in
you
that
keep
fucking
going.
portal.
Oh, CC!
Get in the portal.
CC! Get
Go
your ass
now.
in there! And I'm gonna
Feisty.
jump in.
VC?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this just got bad. Alrighty, as you disappear into the portal.
Celine's like weeping. And her tears are black. She looks super terrifying.
Alright, Henry, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'll just grapple Celine and then just jump through the portal, pick her up, and then just
Grab her with
Go
your
on
left
through.
hand, and you
Oh
pull
my
her backwards. Celine, do you let yourself be grappled?
Oh, absolutely.
Listen, without jokes, consent is important, even for these small things, okay? As you grapple
Absolutely.
Celine and pull her backwards towards the portal, both of you guys disappear. You feel your bodies be pulled taut, elongated, as you suddenly watch almost like a tunnel of energies scintillate around you. I will actually need, and this will be just part of everyone traveling through. And I just gotta wait a second until my stuff loads properly. But everyone go ahead, and as you kind of seem to step through, I'll need you guys to make me a perception check.
Oh, great.
You gonna call it out, or you just
Call
want
it
to
out.
roll?
You guys just go ahead and roll.
Natural fucking 1.
Oh God, I don't want to see what's in here. I don't think.
You just escaped death. Listen, there's a lot going on, all right?
Yeah.
Mm.
but mine was the same, so
Yeah.
natural 2, but -1. Just distracted.
Yeah.
We're doing great.
Marcus, Celine, Brock, as you step through, suddenly something weird happens. You watch as the energy of what seems to be 3 different colors collides. You see a scintillating, a neutral gray-white. You can see that it is intermingled, the tunnel seemingly flitting around with what are rustled autumn leaves that seem to be intermingling with these incredibly vibrant green vines that is like this long tunnel that is just surrounded by this stuff. They immediately turn into just disgusting swamp-like things, black and sickening, lurching forward, pushing out pus. You see them turn into ash and die away, and as you guys keep traveling down this pathway, you suddenly seem to land somewhere very different, yet familiar. As suddenly you are once again in the house that you stood in and just fought for your lives. But rather, as you step in, you find yourself in the midst of what seems to be a roaring festival. Now, this familiar long rectangular room might have been once used for banquets and celebrations, but now it is transformed into a display of violence, gore, gluttony, and filth. At some point, the eastern wall seems to have given way, likely due to an encroaching root, and the huge tree that now breaks through the remnants of stone and mortar leave room open to the elements. The center of the room is taken up by long tables covered in gross, rotten food that could only be called that if one's definition were exceptionally loose. A long, stained carpet runs the length of the room and is stained and worn to the point that you can just destroy it and it would be a mercy. Kegs line the walls, and numerous braziers provide unsteady light. The ceiling is high, thanks to the upper floor that has been long removed by some unknown prior events, as you see a massive, beautiful hall sprawling before you. However, the thing that really catches your attention, and those seconds that you stepped in first, Brockton, you saw this room filled with bugbears and satyrs, centaurs, goblins, and fairies, as they're like eating the rotten flesh, flinging it at each other, eating some of the molding bread. and generally are just in an incredibly just display of disgustingness. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. Welcome to a whole other chapter, y'all. Alrighty, we'll see you guys here very shortly. Alrighty, we are back. And oh boy, we left off as the group found itself battling these arcane wraiths, creatures that seem to be tethered and tied to a planar rift that existed between realities. As you felt yourself pulled through, going through that, you step back out. And Brockton, you're the first one to step out as you find yourself at first alone. As you kind of like stand there for a second, there's the kitty cat. You see the bugbear to the right, like kind of like holding a little piece of bacon, dangling it before the kitty cat, and it's like, meow. Then you kind of step through, landing on your feet. All these creatures kind of stop for a second. They turn towards you and kind of keep eating. And it's like, again, this weird rotten food as they're just like stuffing it in their faces. And then one by one, your compatriots start also stepping through in various states of being heavily damaged, except of course for Marcus. Marcus is pristine, untouched practically.
Throw up. Wherever I am. Just immediate vomit.
Are we dead?
No, doesn't look like it.
I slap Brock.
It does
Well, if
negative
we
1
are-
damage, so you heal for 1. Just kidding.
Yep.
Marcus, a little fairy comes flying towards you on the left there. Oi! Oi, you! Yeah, you!
Hello.
I haven't seen your con here before.
Oh, no.
You kind of look upon them, and you can see that they are completely covered, like their entire face is just covered with what looks like dried on, crusted blood and little other flecks. But you can see these bright green eyes kind of looking at you, and it's like fiery red hair kind of coming out in a shock as he's wearing what seems to be a very elegant ball gown. At one point, but kind of torn to be almost like a mini skirt, but it's just completely torn and tethers. Huh? So who are you then? What are you doing here?
My name.
Hey, eyes up here.
Oh, sorry. It's a fetching outfit.
It's fudging. Oh no, it's quite a cute dress.
Yeah.
Me and myself.
I couldn't tell.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean, huh?
Unless you're a professional, it looks like you spent countless coin on it.
Make me a persuasion or a deception check, depending on whether you think Marcus would actually mean this or is just trying to cover.
Well, is it a nice dress, Dave?
It could have been if it wasn't so tattered. But it's like, oh, a purveyor of the great art of fashion, I say. Very nice. Welcome to the revel, outsiders. What can I get you? We've got decayed innards over there. We've got some, very well marinated in its own blood for about 7 weeks. A liver. It's kind of dry. We tried to put more blood over it, but there's only so much stuff that you can do. And then we switch over to stomach juice. That was quite good. It's quite it's a little tangy, but it's enjoyable. Looks like the balls are already... As one of the centaurs is going...
Hey, Brennert, who's this?
As they kind of turn towards you, Bryn, you see this towering, clearly large centaur. That's right, Wizards of the Coast. A large centaur step towards you. Its hoofs kind of stepping across the floor, kind of navigating around the flame. You see the big chest kind of rippling muscles across. You can see just like a single leather strap across it, kind of like a what seems to be a great sword tucked in underneath another quiver that has a large bow across it as well. You can see that its hair is kind of split. One half of it seems to be running kind of like this silvery gray, and the other one is just like this pitch black.
Hi. I'm Bryn.
And they're here for the revel. I was just going to serve. I mean, we're out of bowls. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so no bowls for you. But what do you want to eat?
Ooh,
He's
Do you
saying
have-
bowls of bowls.
No, we did have bowls of bowls, but I think we've eaten them all by now. Really, we had buckets full of them. Barrels
That's a
of
shame.
bowls.
Pressure.
It's quite a delicacy. If you marinate them long enough. Ooh.
Well, this is a lovely party, I must say.
By the way, as you try to say those words, Celine and Sebastian, I need you two to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Damn it.
Oh Lord,
He's trying to be nice. This is what happens.
No. It's just because of where you're from originally. All right, any rerolls?
No.
Well, are we gonna die?
I
The
don't
right
think
answer is, well, if you're
I
off,
don't think you'll die. It might
Yeah.
be something fun.
Celine, Sebastian,
All right.
you have
Maybe
stepped
you'll turn blue or something.
through the plains before. And as you step into this one, the magic of which is so very different than the one that you have been suffused with your entire childhoods, your growing up, your adulthood even. There's still enough of this dark, angsty, did I say dark magic that is still flowing through you. That as this comes into touch with the plane that you're in now, it's like a violent reaction. As both of you guys, like, suddenly you're like, oh, this is quite... And both of you guys just start to vomit violently upon the table, upon the food that is upon your left there, Sebastian. You guys just see them both, like, heavily, sorry, trigger warning, just heavily throw up upon everything in this room. As this kind of like little flyer is just like, oh, look, they're marinating the sauce. You need to get it before it's cold. Everyone, come on. And you see that indeed the creatures that are immediately around step forward and start grabbing the stuff as you guys have started puking on it. They're picking it up, and I hate to say it, they're starting to.
no, you don't.
Yep, there you go.
I throw up again because I can't see other people throw up.
Marcus, however, you feel alive in a way that you have not felt in a long time. The whimsy, the grotesque, the chaos, the energy of your homeland suffuses your body, and as it does, you feel like there's a spring in your step, like you cannot do wrong. This plane is your home turf. Every short rest, you get an automatic DM inspiration. Just period.
Oh.
Fancy.
Do Celine and Sebastian get disadvantage?
Oh, we'll get there.
Wow.
You're not feeling so good.
Wow.
I feel like Marcus just has like the biggest smile, and he's just like, for the first time in a while, like the easiest, most flawless change he's ever had, like change back into a changeling, and just arms outstretched, just.
Everyone, we've got a changeling right here. A dumpling giggly. Everyone, and you see everyone kind of like turn towards you. Oh, turned into a guy with tits. Somebody kind of yells from the back, and there's more and more weird and profane requests being like kind of flung towards you, all of which you've heard too many times.
Looks over at Bracton like,
Okay.
oh my god, are they?
I just realized that they're playing beer pong on this table.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
Right.
This
You
one
see
too.
this? This is a little skull. You ready? If I get in that cup, you gotta drink it with the skull in it, huh? Yeah, and then puke it back out. Ready?
God.
It's a rat skull.
So good at this game.
Goes
Wasn't
wide.
so
Oh
sick.
shit! Now I gotta get another one.
Is that ale though?
It is a
Pause.
yellowish liquid with some froth at the top.
Oh.
No.
He wants to, but he doesn't. He's gonna resist.
By the way,
Someone made
the
it
smell
themselves.
in this room,
I'm so sorry.
Even
Did
though
that get into your drinking glasses? I'm terribly embarrassed.
The satyr kind of picks it up and is like,
Hey, well, let me taste it. What did you have? I'm getting a note of bacon. Delicious. Do you have a little bit more?
Not yet, but stay tuned.
All right, I will.
What is this place?
Marcus, roll me a history check with advantage.
Oh, boy.
Hey.
Marcus, you know of many things in the Feywild, and the Feywild is feared by many a mere mortal of the material plane for its utter chaos. This could be chaos that is something that is for good, you know, maybe a fairy playing a trick on a kid and leading it into the Feywild as a little prank so it can see the magnificent flying giraffes in the sky. It can be a little bit more measured, maybe a chaotic neutral, a deity that pseudo-dia, an archfey that leads the chaos in festival and celebration without necessarily cause, just in order to enjoy art itself. However, this right here is akin to something else that you've heard about in stories, as it sends a shiver down your back, maybe an equal measure of fear and excitement. You be the judge. There's something called the Wild Hunt, which is an amalgamation of Fae that will hunt across not just the Feywild, but whenever they find a planar gate, step into the mortal realms, kill everything they find, sentient or no, and bring it back. And then they will be part of the revelry. And these right here are revelers. The stuff that is upon these tables may be wildebeest, maybe mortal, maybe humanoid. You don't know.
So, where are you all from? You look like you're not really from here, except for... What's your name?
My name?
Yeah?
Yes, of course. My name is
Why are you talking so funny?
but my name is
Yeah, just spit it out.
I suppose I go by Marcus currently.
All right, go by Marcus. You can just call me Mr. B.
Mr. B. Ah,
Right, get it because of the wings?
Yeah. And he kind of like pulls it up, and he kind of like seems to kind of wash up, and you can now see the black and gold kind of stripes across this noble little outfit that he's created for himself.
Get it because I'm flying. Look, come on, Bobby. Mr. B.
I love it.
Thank you. Wait.
It's wonderful.
Are these others here also doppelgangers?
No, but they are fascinating in so many other ways.
Wait. So what are they?
Because kind of flies up into your face, Sebastian,
You there? Huh.
Yes.
and kind of picks you by the ears and kind of like pulls open your eyes wide.
This one looks weird. Looks like someone
gonna
who'd be
grab him.
living on the boring place. What is it called? The hunting grounds?
Can I grab him and rip his wings off?
Do you want to do that?
No. I just want to grab him.
Go ahead and make me a grapple check. So just a straight strength check for you, or athletics if you're proficient.
Okay. No, strength check. Where are you? Oh, mama. That's horrible. Wait, what? I don't know. Oh, it's disadvantage. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. As you realize, you, Sebastian, and Celine are both feeling sickened, aka poisoned. As you're like, kind of like angrily try to grab it, and it's like, "Hey!" And immediately like pulls out what seems to be a bow out of midair, and pulls back the bow. The arrow is like an inch from your eyeball,
What was that, huh? Huh? What was that? You wanna go?
I don't. Why don't you just fuck off, you little bee, you pest?
You know what's funny?
Go somewhere else.
It's hilarious. Hi, excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
My name's Celine. Hi. Hello. It's opposite day. It's opposite day. No, this where we come from. This is really funny. So when he says "fuck off," what he means is "hello." Can I get you something to
the
drink?
opposite. What's the opposite of
I'm
fucking? Birthing?
I'm gonna grab,
No, that's a consequence. What's the
one of the
opposite
cups behind me.
Abstaining?
I'll offer it to him.
Abstinence. Abstinence. Only?
I challenge you
Are you
to
telling
a
me to
drinking
not
game.
get fucked?
I'm challenging you to a drinking game, of course.
Well,
Yeah.
Make me a persuasion check.
Brinzal, what is the opposite of fucking?
Oh boy. 1 second.
Oh shit. As you're like, kind of starting to throw up again, you see that satyr immediately step back.
all right. Thank you very much.
And it kind of bams back away. As the little fairy goes,
All right. I'm not gonna back down from a fight, but I'm still coming for you, Mr. Abstinence.
kind of puts the arrow back and kind of throws the bow aside.
Right.
It just disappears.
You're going to stay right there. Well, the cute one and I are going to have drinks.
And flies down as they kind of sit down next to one of these mugs that is completely almost like comes up to their chin.
All right.
And then as they kind of pull back beside them, there's like a tiny little mug that they pull out, dunk it into this almost like this massive, barrel for them. It's like,
You get that one.
and you see there's little bits of bacon floating in that drink.
Wait, am I the cute one?
Are you asking me or are you asking the
Yes.
fairy?
No, who was he talking to? Was he talking to
The fairy was referring to you, yes, as in Celine.
Okay, I just making sure it wasn't Marcus. I don't know why my brain went to Marcus first. Yes, great. Yeah, no, I love bits of bacon.
All right.
I
Okay, you sit down across as some of the other revelers are now gathering. Oh, drinking game! All right.
I'm gonna look to Sebastian. I'm gonna glare. I'm gonna glare just a little bit.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
All right.
It's gonna be fine.
Best hope your liver holds up. Cheers, everyone, to the revel!
Kind of like splashing the stuff everywhere. To the revel! And the entire place, it's like a rowdy tavern at this point. It's like the centaurs are clomping their hooves. You see the satyrs are kind of like taking whatever silverware or bones are around and just clanking it against their horns. You see the bugbears just stomping on the, or like banging against the tabletops as drinking, chug, drinking. As it's just getting faster and faster, you can see this little guy, Mr. B, kind of across from you.
All right, then. Bottoms up.
Cheers.
And starts to drink their mug down. Do you
Yeah,
drink?
same. Yeah, hell yeah, I do.
Oh God, Celine. Please roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
The stuff that you drink is unspeakable. A horror.
Foundry,
Beyond words.
you and I were cool. You and I were so cool for a while. Why? Are we back to square one? Is it because I mentioned being a druid? I'm not going to be a druid again.
I mean, I don't think you could have even made a constant. I'm pretty sure you just drank a concoction of vomit and piss. So I don't
Actually,
think you
Maybe
could
some
have.
stomach acid.
Actually, what it does seem to be is highly fermented mead mixed in with highly fermented wine to the point where it feels like you're drinking honeyed vinegar with bacon bits and
Okay.
stomach juices from your own. Yeah. As you kind of
boy.
like, you kind of throw up all over. You douse the poor little fairy as yeah, and everybody's like, "Ha ha, Mr. B!" as they're all kind of cheering on for him. Celine, as you once again, oh, feel extremely ill.
Yeah, no, you're incredible. This is I'm at my match. So I just scream, 3 cheers for Mr. B!
And everybody just kind of cheers on. As with that, they kind of seem to go back to their own places. Even Mr. Beast's like, lightweight, flies away.
Oh, well, this game was too complicated anyway.
Seems to be talking about the beer pong game that they had
Beer
as they
pong.
leave the table to you guys.
I'm gonna look at the rest of the group. Do we want to reconvene outside somewhere? I'm feeling nauseous and also in a lot of pain at the moment. I
Yes,
can't
I-
really take the noise.
We don't want to
I-
eat.
I think I've just been scavenging while they've been talking and causing chaos for anything palatable. If there's like maybe some stale old bread or
Make me a nature or medicine check, your choice.
if there's raw meat that doesn't look too terrible, I'll take that too because I can just firebolt it.
Just an open flame.
On easy.
Nice. You look through here, and you do not seem to see any meat that hasn't gone bad to some degree. It's almost like making it, like turning it bad, it was part of the recipe that these people have been using in order to prepare it. However, as you kind of go through it, you do hear a sound coming from this way that sounds like chopping noises. And you remember from the layout, hold up. This is the you realize now you guys shifted planes. Looking at these creatures, you recognize what they are. You also notice that you, as you look around, that these creatures are in a supernatural a place that is so infused and changed by nature that this cannot not be the Feywild. This is the same house, but different. And you realize indeed, when a place stands in the material plane long enough, it will receive a mirror in both the Shadowfell and the Feywild. And this seems to be the Feywild Manor. However, that door right there, as far as you remember traveling through the first one, must be the kitchen.
Yeah, I'll head that way.
All right. As Bryn steps up towards the doors of the kitchen, what do the rest of you guys do? Sebastian, Celine, I'm guessing your head kind of over to this little...
Get some fresh air.
I just think we need to take a rest. Just a bit of a rest.
Yes. A short rest. Yes.
A short-
Precisely.
A short rest. A precisely short rest, yes.
Yes.
Maybe a long rest.
Where we got a long rest, Bryn? Look around.
There's bedrooms in here somewhere.
I don't want to know what's going on in the bedrooms. If this is what's happening here, I don't want to know what's happening in the bedrooms.
Well, the red room surely can't get any worse than it already was.
I'd like to know what's going on in the Red Room, personally.
Actually, now I'm intrigued, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, the Feywild Red Room.
Everything's
I'll
upside
take a
down on
look.
the ceiling.
Buck's inner child right now is like, I just want to go home.
Meanwhile, Marcus is
Ta-da.
like, I'm home.
Yeah.
All right, so Brock, Marcus, Henry, what are you three doing while you're here?
I have noticed as I'm standing there and trying to take all this in and apply some form of logic to what has happened. I noticed that Sebastian is pretty messed up, so I would go and here, let me clean your wounds and maybe bandage you up a little bit. And as I start to just inspect before I even reach for my healer's kit, I feel this inexplicable energy start to course through my fingers, and before I even realize what I'm doing, I channel some magical energy that I didn't know I had into him in the form of a cure wounds spell.
yay.
Brockton,
Oh,
as that happens, you notice that the emerald and gold pendant that you have of your mother's glows with energy, pulsing the same rhythm as the energy coming out of your hands.
Thank you.
I'm
Rock.
not sure what just happened.
It seems like you have an affinity for magic, maybe?
It runs in the family, but I've never had the slightest inkling that I could use it.
Well,
Has this place awakened something in me?
possible. It's definitely awakened some things in my stomach. So,
I'm concerned now. I don't know what's happening to me.
well,
Was that pendant your mother's?
Yes. And it seems to be keyed to the magic, I guess, that I was using. Could this have awakened something in me? I've been carrying it around for just a few hours, really.
well, she's watching over you, I suppose.
And much needed as well, so. Cheers to her.
Hmm.
Now, if she could just get us back, it'd be excellent one for Mummy.
Yes, I need to ponder this. I don't know what's happening, and it makes me nervous.
Does seem that the portal is gone, so we might, if we do plan on getting back, we might need to look around and see if there is another exit.
Where's Bryn going? What does he think he's doing?
Maybe he's hungry?
Bryn! This is not a time to eat!
Whatever the hell I want to.
Get your ass back over here!
Is it like saloon doors? Is it like the ones where you could just push through them?
No, it is a full set of double doors. But yeah, do you walk
Aw. Yeah.
in? Alrighty.
It's just like, no.
You open
Gets
up the
in there.
doors, and there you see quite a bit of a sight. This kitchen is a nightmare of broken rules and unsanitary practices. Raw food sit next to cooked blood and sauce and old food coats almost every counter and is smeared across the floors. The stench is stomach churning, and the heat from the oven and hearth does not help, nor does the limited ventilation in this place, because as you open up, there's like it's like this hot wall of disgustingness. The tables and butcher block sit against most walls. You see they're laden with ingredients that look suspect at first glance. A stove leans against the western wall with various pots audibly burbling on burners. They seem to contain two bubbling pots, one containing a high volume of thick stew, the other appears to be actively bubbling rendered animal fat. In the northwestern corner is a great fireplace with a large iron cauldron, rendering all manner of unsettling things into a great stew. In the middle, though, you can see what appears to be a figure towering above the little goblinoid helpers, busily running through the rest of the kitchen. This towering figure has reddish skin. You can see four horns kind of curling back off of her feminine appearing frame, long kind of gray purplish hair running back down as she's like, "All right, little ones, get yourselves into." As she kind of sees the door open up. "What are we going to bring out the next course in just a minute? Sit back down, you." As she kind of looks towards you.
Hi, hello, hi. Hi. So.
Whoa. You don't have any blood on you. How are you going to step into my kitchen without any blood on you? I mean, I guess there's a little bit there. Ooh, you've got a nice gash over
Do
there.
I really not have any blood on me?
Interesting. You come a little bit closer.
Okay.
Oh no.
No. You're an elf. Not many elves amongst the revelers.
Half elf,
Oh, disappointing. Really?
truly.
So, spit it out with. I haven't seen many of you amongst the revelers. What do you want?
So we, me and my friends out there, we just got here, and everything looks great. It looks like a super fun time.
Of course.
We're all super excited to be here. A couple of us maybe got so excited that we got sick. So obviously the energy is high. The only thing is the dietary restrictions that some of us have.
What?
So meat is fine. We eat meat, but just like not rancid meat.
What?
So I know it's very weird. We came from not here, and obviously things are a bit different here. But if you have anything that's not gone bad, or like even just raw meat would be okay, or just not spoiled. Like I would hate to not show my appreciation, because if I eat something spoiled, it'll make me sick, and then I'll feel like that's rude, right? And that's kind
No,
of
that's part of the revel. All right. Listen here. I'll see if there's any raw meat for you. Do you really think that's how it works? Get out of my kitchen. And she like pulls out what seems like this. What you see, it's interesting. It's like a double utensil. You can see that it seems to be like a ladle, but towards the end, you can see that infused with the wood itself, which seems to be kind of like this dark black wood, is what seems to be a petrified finger. And she kind of pulls it out and she just whacks you on the ass. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you're pushed out of this room. Come on now, dietary restrictions. This is ridiculous. I can't work under these conditions. She steps away.
Everything okay over there, Bryn? You look a little sore.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Well, I think we're discussing what the hell we need to do next. Because I'm incredibly confused right now. Does everyone else agree?
I mean, I think I have like a rough idea. It seems like we were just transported to Marcus's, like, place of home,
I mean, I
What are we
was
gonna
not
stay
really
here?
allowed into these festivities as a child, but there's certain rules, certain things you should know of. I would not recommend grabbing anybody. What were you thinking?
Who would do that? Not me. I would never. That'd be stupid, positively.
Yeah, and apparently all of the food is supposed to be rancid. That's what I was trying to solve, but
But we still have our food on us and everything, and I mean, it smells like this is actually alcohol. It's not the best alcohol. You can take a sip, But
Those intestines actually look really appetizing, honestly. What do you think, CC?
No, I really liked it here until I got sick, and then I thought, ugh, I don't want to be here anymore. I hate throwing up.
Yeah. I think
Can
No, it's a
mentioning-
beautiful party.
I know, but I feel a
Bath.
sense of just, I don't
Vomit.
know, just joy or something? I don't know. Or like exuberance? It's not really my typical sort of vibe.
That's
You know
what
what I
it is.
mean? Yeah, see, it's
Yes.
exuberance. It's just emanating off of everything like a
And
stench.
please, because
As they're speaking,
it's making it
Brock,
worse.
you suddenly see a pair of bugbears starting to kind of march across the outside of this place that is just heavily overgrown. Like, in your memory of back in the day, this is so much more overgrown than what you remember. As these two bugbears start stepping towards you.
Hey, you! We've not seen you before. Where were you?
To kind of step up.
So, Brock probably didn't notice him until they were right on top of him, because he basically, after healing Sebastian, he kind of was just like, I need some air, and he climbed over the little pile of rubble there, and he's just been pacing back and forth, kind of like this. Sorry, I was talking into my hand because I forgot microphone's up here. But yeah, he's just kind of, staring a little bit down and off into nowhere at the same time, trying to figure out what has happened to him. So he's a bit startled. Apologies. My name is Brockton. I'm here with my friend Marcus. Just getting a little air.
Haven't seen you here before.
No, I'm new.
What are you doing in the manor?
Well, we came to join the party.
They kind of give each other a little bit of a look.
How did you learn about it?
Brockton, make me an insight check. These two bugbears seem to be very different than the others inside. The people inside are drunk, boisterous, farting, squelching, just being disgusting. But these two are just actually in full armor, having these massive halberds as they kind of like walking towards you. They're much more regal, much more put together, which kind of communicates to you that there is a little bit of some kind of a military structure within this, or at least militaristic. These two are guards. You don't have guards without someone to control them. Someone up top, nobility, for example, in where you come from. So it's interesting. It's almost like they're trying to suss out exactly who you are, what do you want to do, because as you know, this could be a threat to whomever is controlling them, whomever owns this land.
So how did you hear about us?
Like I said, I came with my friend Marcus. I heard about it from him.
All right, why don't we take your friend Marcus outside for a minute? Just a couple questions.
I lean back through the wall a little bit and Marcus.
As Marcus is being swarmed, there's like a satyr just listening to every word that he's saying. There's a centaur who's just like crossed arms, kind of nodding along to the points. And Mr. B's just like, oh, this one is fantastic. Kind of like drunkenly trying to just stay aloft, hovering.
As Marcus walks past me, I kind of fake a stumble a little bit and lean in and kind of whisper as quietly as he'll still be able to hear over the revelry. I hope you can lie me out of this.
Gonna make me a stealth check.
That wouldn't be the first time.
Let's say part of that one is just gonna be a stealth check.
Okay, I am, unlike most rogues, not super good at stealth, but I rolled an 18
Let's
plus
just
2 is
roll
20.
good, dirty 20. Why not? As you kind of like lie me out of this, and it's like a thing that you guys had to do many times back in boarding school. As Marcus, this is one of those situations.
I guess, yeah, with that stumble, Marcus will go on the other side. Hey, hello.
Good day.
Good day. I suppose you wish to talk?
Just a few questions.
Of course.
Exactly how have you learned of the manor?
How have we learned of the matter? Well, I've never really knew of this place exactly, but growing up in the Feywilds, I've heard stories about the revelry and the hunt, and it's some place I've always wanted to go, so I found myself here.
Are you associated
Stumbled upon
with
it,
the
really.
hunt?
No. I don't think I'm nearly as qualified or as good as some of the fine, mighty people before us.
Brockton, you sense tenseness, terseness within the way that they said, "Are you with the hunt?" It's almost like they're actually not associated with the hunt. But it seems like Marcus is trying to drop those names in order to elicit a positive association with them. Weird.
All right. So, you would here to join? To become a vassal? To become part of the army? To defend her?
We're really here to research. Marcus told me about the hunt, and I found it fascinating, and just wanted to learn more.
Fingers tense around the halberd shaft now, as it's like,
We're not with the hunt.
I understand. You are not with the hunt. You are with her. Yeah, can Marcus get any kind of memory of who or her would be that would require bugbears and armor? I mean, he was a kid last time he was in the
Marcus would
Feywild.
not have that knowledge. That's one of those ones where it's like it would literally be an unknown for you. But I'll let you make me a history check with advantage for something else.
Oh. Do I need to hold down
Alt.
Alt, or is it baked in for me? Okay.
You think on it, and you don't remember even names necessarily of them, but you do know that the Wild Hunt has its own, equivalents of generals. And so as you think upon that, it's interesting. So the hunt is kind of like this crazy, chaotic, loosely held together massive force of destruction and revelry. But it has so much chaos within it by the very nature of what the Feywild is, that yes, there are certain archfey that hold the power together, which gives you the thought, this must be a general within the Wild Hunt that broke bad with it. These people are no longer associated with the Wild Hunt. They're their own thing now. And the other thing about the Wild Hunt that kind of got you weirded out in the beginning was the fact that normally the Wild Hunt is migratory. It just comes to a place, lays waste to it, and moves on. But from what you've seen so far with Bryn walking into the kitchens and all this other stuff, this place has a staff. This place has guards. This is a place where people have made their home? What? This is completely aberrant as far as the hunt goes.
I sense some tension, and I do apologize for that. We truly do not mean any harm whatsoever. Truth be told, it's been a long time since I've been back in any sort of the Feywild. This is rather exciting. This was really just a tourist kind of attraction. Her, though, I'd love to know her name.
The lady.
So I know not to disrespect.
Her name is Silvaria, and she's the queen of the manor.
Oh, queen of them. Well, shall we ask for pardon for crashing such a lovely party in her manor, or?
We will let Chernarus know of your arrival. He will be the judge to determine whether you are intruders or not. Return to the revel. Remain here. Do not flee, or we will hunt you down. Understood?
Yes. Thank you so much.
They kind of give each other a little bit of a long look. And you can see that they are certainly thinking about whether you are who you say you are. And Marcus, as a changeling, you've seen that look many a time before, because even in the Feywild, a changeling has many a use, whether it is for pranks or assassination. And you can tell they're thinking, is this person someone who's trying to usurp Silvaria?
Yes. Marcus is gonna wait for them to leave.
So just just trying to drop that for y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess right.
And then grab Brockton to like hide on the other side of the wall and just I am so out of practice when it comes to talking with the Fae. Normal
Not nearly as much
people
as I am.
are easier to talk to. I am trying to currently figure out whether it'd be best for us to be honest or to lie, but I have a feeling that you should not mention your relations to the manor.
Right. I
No problem.
think, based on what I was reading off of their body language and whatnot, they are not associated with the hunt. They're not
Yes.
fans of the hunt. So maybe just telling the truth that we ended up here by accident is the
Yes.
best way to go.
And it appears that these people aren't even. Perhaps they're a broken part of the hunt, something like that. I mean, it's wonderful, it's exciting, and it's terrifying because I don't think anyone here is well acquainted with proper.
There's a swoosh behind you, and suddenly you see as what are all of these discarded autumn leaves kind of amalgamate together and then explode outward and then fall down in a rustling. You see a figure step towards you. What seems to be a towering creature. Not quite giant, not quite satyr, but something in between those. Stepping towards you, you see antlers growing from its side, deer-like ears coming out. You can see what seems to be the head of a dire wolf acting at its left pauldron. You can see this heavy hide and bone armor and what looks like a magnificent deadly glaive at his side as he steps up towards you. Who are you?
And we'll look to Marcus. This is your area of expertise. All right, go.
I currently go by Marcus.
There's just like the nostrils go wide as it pushes out air through it but says nothing. You see these eyes. They're intense, yellow, and pupilless within these sunken pits that almost make it look like a skull. And these yellow eyes are just piercing into you, trying to assess who you are.
Well, Marcus, I'm waiting for an explanation.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't want to interrupt. We happen to stumble here by mistake, truly. I mean, perhaps I wanted to stay a bit and enjoy the revelry, but in all honesty, we had no intention of coming here in the first place. It lost souls, if you will. If we could find a way out, we would happily leave and not be underfoot anymore.
Where did you come from, little changeling?
Technically from the manor, but the not as fun side.
You're from the material plane.
Yes.
He
Yes,
seems to
sir.
kind of look past you now, towards the direction of Sebastian and Celine, looking even more translucent, white, and pale than they normally do.
Those two are with you.
Yes, as is the interesting man over there inspecting the drinks and the half-elf.
His gaze once again lands upon Sebastian and Celine. Marcus and Brockton, you two go ahead and make me an insight check. Nice. You both notice that there is distrust in this towering Fae's eyes. staring down upon them. It is a mixture of fear and hatred that kind of seems to recognize something about them. Recognize maybe the touch of energy, the aura that comes off of them. And Marcus, you're familiar with Archfey enough that 18 tells you that this Archfey, this powerful creature that is before you, that others will bow to and flock towards within the Feywild, is fearful of these two for some reason. Brockton, with your 25, you can see his hand tightening on the spear, and he seems to move his left hand behind his back without actually doing anything. His face becomes supernaturally still, and that's when you notice his face is not actually there, but rather an illusion of his face has been placed in front of it. And he's casting a spell. Sebastian and Celine, I need both of you guys to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Both of you guys flutter your eyes for a second. As you kind of look towards each other, the sickness seems to come up again, but this is not the same kind. This is not the grotesque sickness that this place just naturally invokes. But this is a vertigo. As both of you guys kind of roll your eyes back and kind of slump against the wall and sink down, everything goes black for you for a moment. And our camera pans away from the Feywild Manor. Indeed, away from all of the Feywild. And instead we find ourselves in a place of darkness and shadows, where light and dark don't really exist the same way, where everything is a shade of gray. One might even say 50 of them. Within this place,
No one would say that.
we have Sebastian
I would.
and Celine. As children, whichever one of you would prefer, describe the home, if you call it that you grew up in.
What?
You go for it. You go for it.
Yeah, so in this memory we are about 10 years old. We're running and playing down the halls of a beautiful castle. Very dark. Many shadows. We run past a few guards that are, as we kind of look up and giggle, possibly like skeletal in their form as they walk by and they nod to us. And we run into the throne room. And as we look up, we see a figure that we have come to really admire and love as a parent, really, as the only parent that we have. I don't know, David, if you want to describe that figure, what it looks like in your world.
Now, the figure is, of course, not the matron herself, but rather one of her handmaids. She turns around, and it's this tall, regal woman. You can see the pale skin is inscribed with what seem to be hundreds of delicate lines swirling around. And as you step closer, you realize some of the largest ones seem to coalesce like waterways, rivers, cutting particularly across her inner forearms. They're very visible there as the black gown that is tightly stretched across her, because of course it's leather armor. And as you see it, you see that the tattoos seem to mirror blood veins, almost marking them. She turns towards you, a tight black bun pulled into just like a very neat, not a single hair out of place thing. Her large nose is almost beak-like as it looks down upon you. Dark eyes. You can see a shadowy, sunken-in set of actual eyes themselves stepping towards you. The eyes are so brown, they seem to be black. A face of disapproval. You see just the tight lips looking upon you as this frown kind of steps towards. The gown itself seems to glide across the floor. You can't really make out footsteps, but rather it's just this forward momentum without actual touching the ground. As the long black gown kind of pulls up behind her, you can see pauldron-like things attached to the shoulders of this gown that poof out in these large black feathers. And of course, hanging in a low-cut V upon her neck is a silvered raven skull, the symbol of the matron mother, of the Queen of Ravens. Sebastian, Celine, how many times have we spoken of this laughter?
A lot.
And did we say that laughter makes our job easier?
No.
No.
Laughter is weakness.
Laughter is frivolous, not weakness.
Oh. That's right.
Please recount the tenets of the Raven Queen. She haughtily kind of looks up towards the wall, kind of scanning the point where the wall meets the ceiling itself.
What are the tenets, Cece?
I study a lot, so I feel like I would know this. Tenet number 1.
Don't laugh.
No, no laughing.
Enough.
Wait, are we still?
you
We're
two.
still 10, right?
Enough already. Listen, both of you have been chosen to be trained at this establishment, this academy for gifted children, for a purpose. You both have great potential, but I must tell you to stop squandering it. You are not like those of the material plane. You do not get to enjoy the frivolity, the silliness, the wasted time. There are those who try to prevent the natural cycle of life and death. Those who would seek abominable ways to avoid death through undeath, through... Then you see her almost like, it's kind of like a feigning of convulsion and disgust. Lichdom. There are those who would try to end the cycle of life and death. And you, through your divinely blessed blood, were chosen to hunt down those who would prevent this, to bring order and righteousness to the cycle. I want you to study the Book of Ravens 50 times, commit it to memory, and then rewrite it again 10 times, word for word. For each page that is incorrect, you will repeat the process twice over. Are we understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Now, children, now please move along and step forward at a careful and measured pace, in deference to the work that we do at this academy.
Well, Sebastian definitely does not step forward at the pace that they want him to. He's not as, well put together as his sister, not as studious.
Sebastian! As with that, both of
Sorry.
you guys suddenly get pulled back. You're kind of on your knees right now, holding each other by the shoulders. You look up and you realize you both just had the same flashback to a time early in your lives. And Sebastian, you can feel this magical compulsion that pulled both of you into your memories, into your thoughts. And you kind of look over your shoulder and you can see this towering creature, easily some 9-10 feet tall, looking down upon both of you. Then turns back towards Brockton and Marcus and says,
Have them both stay here. I will speak with you two privately.
They all right?
I tested their truth. I saw their memories. And they are of shadow.
True enough.
Please.
Are the twins awake now?
yeah, they are both awake.
I'll lean back in. You two should stay here. Seriously.
Stay
Are you
safe.
sure?
Yes.
Yes.
If I look at that tall individual, can I like suss out any details about them?
Like what?
Yeah,
What are
that's
you
a
looking
great
for?
question. I guess, yeah. Are they a lich? That's my first thought.
Make me a
I don't know.
make me a religion check.
Sure.
I want to know
Where the people
What?
are. Wait.
his deepest, darkest secret is.
You look at them,
Yeah, no.
and I mean, you would know this. You would know that this is a fae, and there's flesh upon them. So it's actually pretty safe to say that they are not a lich, or they have
Okay.
really powerful enchantments, glamours to hide the fact.
Okay. It was a dumb question, but
Hey, it's
figured I'd
no,
ask.
it's 1000% worth asking those questions. All right, cool. With that, the figure turns back towards you two, and says,
Are you ready?
Yes?
Yes, of course.
he holds out his arm, large and furry as it is, kind of like this olive gray-green skin tone, almost like for you two to take it like in a ball.
All right.
As you guys both take it,
Hmm?
you find yourselves suddenly whisked away.
where the fuck did they just go?
As they both
Dancing,
teleport.
obviously.
You see both of them kind of turn into a central point, swirling in. And as you stand before what seems to be a towering tree that is a truly awe-inspiring sight. Its massive trunk seems to reach up into the very heavens, while its branches are draped in shimmering leaves of burnished orange and gold. Lanterns hang in the air, suspended by ropes, and their warm light casts a gentle glow over the tree and its occupants. Several leaves float in an unseen wind through the air, adding to this ethereal atmosphere. Now, as you stand there, you can see this towering, not quite satyr, not quite giant, not quite something else, this archfey, you are sure, looking very seriously upon you.
You two are of the material plane. Yes. And you've come from...
Yes. Well, I am. He's a local. But was on the material plane.
Anyways, that's just specifics, as you were saying.
Hmm. What is the state of the manor on the material?
It's a ruins. It was abandoned 20 years ago. After some kind of incident happened there. No one knows the details. One who was there disappeared.
Indeed they did.
Are they here?
He looks at you, and I'll give you with like a carry forward natural 20, or natural 20, the 24 that you got earlier. You can see a flinch across his face that indicates to you that the answer to that is much more likely yes than it is no, but you probably will have to ask to get confirmation.
Does the name Darius mean anything to you? Darius Cornavaris? I guess is that right?
Yes. Yes, it does. What does that name mean to you?
Grandfather?
You see his eyes kind of go wide. It's almost like he's pushed back. His shoulders, though, interestingly enough, seem to, instead of being laden down, like lift up, become broader. And suddenly you see his eyes kind of searching across the trees. And then focus back down on you.
What is your name?
Upton Langstrom. My mother was, maybe still is, Elsia Corvinaris.
His eyes go wide as saucers, the intense golden light shining off of them, and there's a looseness, a hopefulness that comes into his face.
Then you are her son.
Yes. She's still alive.
She is my love. She's the queen of the manor now.
You're gonna need a second to digest that?
He nods towards you.
She has spoken of you before.
No offense to you, but does that mean my father is dead?
He seems kind of unsure, kind of shifts a little bit back and forth.
I'm sorry, I knew not of your father.
Ulrich, you never... Okay. Fair enough.
Sorry.
So, grandfather is alive?
I'm not sure.
Okay. What of my sister?
He kind of tenses up a little bit.
She used to be here, under our protection. But then, the Shade Warden invaded. Kryn and his minions of shadow-fell monsters. They grabbed her. And it broke your mother's heart. She was so beautiful. So gentle, kind, and wise. It was what drew me to her. I can see your eyes. They're like hers. Before.
So, I'm inferring that Kryn is not only still alive, but he is living on the Shadowfell as opposed to here?
The Shade Manor, yes.
Interesting.
He and his wife.
And he definitely spits that almost like a curse.
They have sought to invade and destroy us, to try to replicate whatever it was that your grandfather attempted that evening.
Do you know what it was he was trying to do?
Your mother and I try to guess. She was versed in magic, but her father guided her away from her inborn talents, away from the druidic crafts that had chosen her, the primal magic that flowed through her veins, suppressed it.
And you see there's consternation and sadness that kind of flashes across his face. Like, there's definitely something that he's not saying with that.
We guess that he attempted to create a permanent gateway between the planes. To what end? We were not certain. But it was part of a larger ploy, a larger game, to attempt to do something. We're not sure what.
So my mother is going by the name Silveria now? Is that correct?
It is. The Queen has changed. She has spent a long time in the Feywild. You people, you call seasons years, yes?
We call seasons.
Seems to be
Spring,
genuinely surprised by that.
summer,
Oh,
fall, winter.
Yes,
One of those cycles makes a year.
indeed. The Feywild works different than yours. I hear that your seasons are always the same.
Roughly. Sometimes winter's a real bitch, but you just grab a shovel and move on.
Huh.
Lots of snow sometimes, not so much other years.
This part of the Feywild was deep in snow, sadness, darkness, when I first set hoofs upon it. And yet, your mother changed it with her mere presence. Her being shifted the seasons from winter to spring. She looked for you. She protected her daughter. And she tried to
there's a realization that kind of like splays across his face.
He was trying to find my father.
We see that now. I suppose she did not
For
want
me.
to lead me on this.
Where was she searching for me? I was not at the event. Why would she assume I was here?
She thought you would come looking. She knew that our time, it flows differently within the Feywild than it does within your place of years. Again, what you call a season is a state within the Feywild. It can last moments, heartbeats. A love that is hot and passionate and fast can burn out and give way to autumn and winter that lasts eternal. The time you spent here, it could take years upon the prime material.
Do you know how many of us it's been since here?
I am unsure, but since we reformed the manor, it has changed. She brought spring.
And you see happiness play across it. He seems to be almost lost in memory now as he's searching across the beautiful deciduous tree tops all across you guys with the leaves floating about. You see some of them almost seem to turn away from autumn back towards green and full brightness. Everything suddenly becomes a little bit warmer. The grass underneath your feet is actually turning green and kind of starting to stand up, and a couple of what seem to be wilting and dead flowers turn back to blooming. Everything from daisies to roses around this archface. This very mood, his memory of what was, seems to affect the area around him.
Her hope brought spring to this forsaken place that had been steeped in sadness for so long. Our love brought summer and burnt bright and hot, but...
And as he kind of like says that, it seems to turn actually kind of sweltering hot for a second. And then it turns back. You see the roses that had started to bloom out of nothing wilt back down. The daisies lose all of their petals. The grass wilt away underneath it. And the leaves kind of turn immediately brown and crusted as it floats about.
But that is when your memory... it changed her. She became lost in her desire to try to chase you, to bring you here, or bring herself out. I could not help. She is now Silvaria, queen of the manor, as she deserves.
And he kind of like straightens out when he says that too.
She deserves to be here, to rule. She is of the Fae. She is Fae.
And there's kind of like a stern look towards you, Brockton. Almost like a low-key challenge of trying to tell him otherwise.
Am I part Fae, or was she infused with that once she came here?
She told me a story of coming across an old man in the woods surrounding her childhood home. The old man was hunched, gnarled fingers wrapped around a beautiful gold pendant. He was severely wounded when she found him in the woods.
And as you pull it up, he's like,
That
and he kind of reaches for it, kind of hesitating for a second, almost like asking for permission for you to pull it
I
back.
let him take it.
And he holds it
We
up.
found it in the manor.
it matches perfectly. This must be it. This could help. This could do so many things. Do you mind if I keep this? Let me explain. Brockton, your mother's mind has been changed. The Feywild has changed it as much as she changed the wild. She is different now, changed in a way that makes her unrecognizable from the creature that she was. So beautiful, so elegant and gentle.
Brockton. That's when you hear a what sound like thundering wings. The rustling of tree tops being displaced by winds. And suddenly you hear a loud as out of nowhere you see a massive dragon, beautiful and scintillating in its colors, land atop the tops there. The dragon has scintillating colors You can see that there's yellow and blue upon the body, while her translucent wings pick up shades of green. She's surrounded by, what seems to be an other natural or otherworldly kind of swirling of energy. She seems to be almost infused with the place itself. And you can see as this giant looks upon her with a mixture of fear and love. He drops to a knee as she says,
Chernarus, my love, whom have you brought to me?
Kind of perks a little bit more over the edge.
Is that her?
And he kind of like has his chin to his chest.
Queen Silvaria, I present to you 2 travelers from the material plane.
And he kind of looks over and gives you a hard look, Brockton. And he just kind of like at first nods, and then very subtly seems to kind of like put his, like tries to like be turned off enough away from this dragon so that she cannot see his finger as it moves up to his lips, almost like to indicate, shh.
I kind of grab his arm to, drag him down with me and go down to a knee and Queen Silvaria. That's all I say.
She kind of perches her head atop her 2 clawed hands.
One of the material plane. How wonderful. I do not remember the place well, but I have fond memories.
You both see as the dragon's eyes seem to kind of scan the treetops, almost like she's similarly lost in thought. And then there seems to be a furrowing of this draconic brow, and she seems to get lost.
My queen. My love.
Still utterly kind of lost within thoughts.
I believe I must tend the garden. Chernarus, see to our guests.
As with that, she takes up into the sky and flies southward. You can tell, by the way, Brockton, you've been here before as a child now. This is the Feywild mirror of a massive tree that grows on the northern edge of the estate, past the hedge maze.
When you say I've been here, you mean the material version of this,
Correct.
not here. Okay, just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see now the plight?
Did I recognize anything of her in the dragon?
That's a dragon. Like, that's a
But
fucking dragon.
eyes or speech pattern I'm just trying to
Yeah,
like
make me a
anything
perception
that
check.
makes me want to I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out if I want to believe him wholly at this point.
16. The scales are beautiful, but I mean, she was a human. There's no hair to try to compare. So you kind of like scan over. And indeed, it is the eyes. Like massive orb versions of your own, reflecting your own image back at you as you look at her.
Her eyes still look the same. If it wasn't for that, I don't know if I could believe you, but I do.
Chernarus smiles, and he kind of nods. There seems to be just deep love. Chernarus,
How is such a thing possible? What about this place changed her so? But I see no other dragons roaming around here, so it clearly doesn't happen all the time.
Marcus, go ahead and make me a history check or arcana check with advantage. Clancy, do you want to take this one, or do you want me to speak for Marcus?
I mean, I don't exactly know what to say, so please.
Marcus kind of leans in.
Just make shit up, Clancy.
Too excited.
Yes.
Too excited not to share this bit, as your eyes kind of go wide to having seen this Fey dragon land before you and having heard the stories. Shit. Part of you, as a young changeling within the Feywild, hoped that it would happen to you. It is said that those that are of the strongest emotion, of the purest heart, or the most terrible of emotion, I mean, things that are incredibly strong, things that truly speak of the extremes, of the color wheel of emotional just transcendence, some of those people will draw the very nature, the very essence of the Feywild to them and accumulate it within them. And those will rise to the level of an arch-Fey, someone who has control of the very surroundings that they, well, inhabit. It appears that Brockton's mother transformed, gradually probably, but she, in a way, ascended to Fatum. She is indeed an arch-Fey now.
Dream. Living the dream. Ugh.
So it's a similar. It's a similar power to how you were able to control the surroundings.
Yes. I too am what she became, but her purity of soul, of love, it surpassed my anger and violence by leagues and bounds. She changed me, changed who I was, what I loved and believed. It used to be slaughter and destruction, but she showed me a better path. But now,
he looks wistfully past into the direction where she had just flown off into.
now she's becoming lost to me. Her mind was not of this world. And the 3 seasons we spent together have changed her. I feel her slipping from me. She's losing her mind. She's losing herself. And in the process, I am losing her.
You can see thick tears starting to brim at the corners of this archfey.
Do you know what's causing her to lose herself?
I think she is forgetting. She has spent so long here with me that she's forgetting who she was, and instead becoming Silvaria.
So you did not want me to reveal the truth of who I am for fear of being too much of a shock to her?
I don't know what she would do. She has flights of emotional verity. Sometimes she understands who she was and who we were to each other, and sometimes she forgets. She forgets who I am, what we have built. She forgets those who've come to her to defend her against the hunt. And she will lash out. Some have died to her fits of forgetfulness. It was not her fault. They forgot themselves. They forgot the rules that we must now follow in order to preserve the place. Though it takes much of my time and effort to do so now. I've looked for answers within the wild. But whatever I tried, it simply prolonged the inevitable. And now we are here. I feel I'm going to lose her soon. I've seen the first signs of winter approaching. And I believe when that happens, your mother will be forever lost, Brockton. So, I must ask you, would you be willing to help me bring back your mother?
Absolutely. I thought she was dead and gone for 20 years, half my life. To have any chance to reconnect with her is something I never dreamed of. You were saying something about an old man that gave her that amulet, and I interrupted by pulling it out. Would you finish that story, please? I feel like there might be some relevance to possibly who I am at my core.
Well, he did not reveal his name. I know that he must be Fey, likely one of our kin, powerful. Why he traveled to the material, I could not say. Maybe to amuse himself. But she remembered and told me, wished her luck on her travels, that she would never be alone, so long as she managed to cause a bit of mischief and enjoy herself in the process. It is rather vague as far as us Archfey are concerned. But it appears that day, this traveler blessed your mother with a touch of the Fey, allowing her to channel the primal energies that usually only our kin or long-removed cousins, such as the elves, are able to bring forth.
I feel I must have inherited some of it. I never, that I can recall, shown any sign of it until just before you came to us. But I went to inspect the wounds of one of my friends and pulsed healing magic into him that I didn't know I could do. It's like coming here awakened something in me.
If that is the truth, I may be of help to awaken the spark further, to make the season within you bloom. Though I sense that you too seem to be...
He kind of looks around at this autumn, landscape, the scenery around you.
more of the autumn or winter. Brockton, son of my beloved, I offer you a deal,
And as he says that, suddenly you can feel the magic in the air become almost palpable, shaking, shifting. You can see the rocks trembling on the ground. Some of the vines and roots are kind of shifting around. You can feel the magic and power kind of emanating off of him. He steps forward a step, looking both of you.
And you, friend of Brockton, you are of the Feywild, and you do seem to carry a spark of it, Brockton. So I will awaken through a touch of the Fey powers within you, in exchange for helping me remind your mother of herself.
I kind of side-eye Marcus to see if he has any obvious reaction to this. Like, Brock's a little bit of a skeptic by nature, so he's kind of like, something tells me making deals with powerful things isn't necessarily always in my best interest, or ever in my best interest. So he's kind of like, Marcus? You know, he's not saying anything, but just kind of like, should I be concerned?
I think Brockton knows Marcus long enough to know Marcus actually naturally has a bit of weariness and bitterness when it comes to the trade deal that he was involved in and why he is in the material plane to begin with. So Marcus is definitely giving the hard squint and trying to think of like, is this a good deal? Is this too vague of like remembering? And so Marcus is gonna look back at Brockton, just kind of like asking, is that okay?
I'm inclined to accept, but I have to ask first, if we fail to remind her, if she doesn't respond to our will there be any kind of repercussions?
She may act aggressively.
I meant from our deal, specifically.
I will do you no harm so long as you do not threaten me or my love. Leave my guards unharmed. They are the ones who are preventing the hunt from finding us.
No intention of harming. I don't have to be perfectly honest, but especially not you or she or her protectors. I accept your deal.
Energy kind of coalesces around you, Brockton. There's a flashing in the Archfey's eyes.
Thank you, Brockton, son of my love.
As he turns towards you, Marcus.
What of you, little changeling? Will you aid your friend in returning his mother?
Of course. Wherever Brockton goes, I follow.
The same energy kind of suffuses you. As again, the Archfey's eyes light a glow.
No. Once we are able to help your mother, and I hope that we can, we will address your uncle.
And there's utter hatred in his face and in his voice.
But one thing at a time.
I'm certain if restore mother to any semblance of who she was, she'll be involved in that effort. So, one thing at a time. What of our friends? We could use their help in this. even the
not
two shadow
know
touched ones.
of the human and the elf that travels with you. Though the elf,
He kind of seems to linger and kind of think to himself.
I should have. That matters not. But the other
He
two.
has a bit of a fascination with dead things and necromancy, but he
Indeed.
doesn't seem to have the evil intentions that so often accompany the stories of such magic.
The other two that you travel with. The sickly pale ones, bereft of love and joy. The shadow touched amongst your midst. Do you trust them, Brockton, son of my love?
I do. I've worked with them, traveled with them before. They're a bit overly dramatic at times, but they're very good at what they do, and they've never shown a hint of treachery towards myself or anyone else that's worked with us.
Dramatic. That is odd for those of the shadow.
Perhaps
I've found
there's-
them to be bores, selfish, self-absorbed.
There's some of the latter two in them for certain, or at least absorb. They're twins, and they seem to share that bond where they're quite
Oh no,
just themselves.
I've heard of this. Oh,
But certainly not bored. Perhaps they maintain some spark of whatever they would have been had they not been touched by shadow.
very well. If you trust them, then I suppose.
He kind of puts up his left hand, and as he does, you can see suddenly there's a golden glow that comes out of it. As he opens it, this massive hand descends downward that could easily just grab your torso, Marcus, and crush it. But in it, you see these beautiful buds of pure gold depicting roses. 6 of them.
Put these upon your clothing, easily visible. And my guards will know that you are guests of the manor. And the revelry will not consume you. Though be careful. I do not control them. Much of my energy is focused elsewhere.
Understood. The twins seem to be especially affected by being in this place, probably because of their shadowy parts. Is there anything you can do to alleviate them of that while they're here?
Make me a persuasion check, Brockton.
I'm okay at those, but not this time.
I'm sorry, Brockton, son of my love, but there's simply nothing that I could do to help those touched of the shadow.
Understand.
Marcus, make me an insight
They'll
check
have
with
to-
advantage.
I was gonna say.
I suppose they'll just have to live with the consequences of who they are.
Complete and utter bullshit. He could probably help them if he wanted to. He's an archfey.
Oh, Marcus cannot stop the eyebrow from like starting to come up, and
You see this archfey kind of look towards you, Marcus, and the other the eyebrow also arches upwards. As it's just like it's like this code, this fade to face, like, yo, do not. You see that in this look of like, don't you dare, kind of like just the side eye towards you, Marcus, and then looks back towards you, Brockton.
I'm not even sure how to address you. I know your name is Generis, but do I call you Lord?
Yes, that will do. I
That
am
benefit-
Generis, Lord of the Fae.
Well, Lord Generis, may I ask you one other question for now?
Yes.
Do you and my mother have offspring? Do I have siblings here?
You do.
Well, that is good news. I've been without family for too long. I hope to be able to meet them before we leave.
I will see that you will. I'll send her your way, so that you two may speak.
Thank you.
You hear the of the wings kind of going up. Chineros kind of looks almost concerned up at the sky as he says,
For now, I believe you must return. However, speak with your friends, rest, recuperate, and then decide how you may bring back my love.
and he holds his arm out again for you two to touch.
We can talk more later. I have a couple questions. He's like
He
reaching
kind of like
for
lowers his
them.
arm back down.
I recognize now's not a good time. It's fine.
No, it is all right. You are helping me. That is the least I could do to show hospitality.
I recognize my questions are a little selfish, a little of my own. I would rather solve other problems and Brockton's and yours first, so it can wait. Also getting really nervous about hearing dragon wings. Just like, oh, she could get pissed.
You can ask me at the manor.
As you once again find yourselves teleported away as you touch his arm, standing back at the opening. Now, before we get into that, the rest of you guys spent a long fucking time with the revelry by yourselves. What are the rest of y'all doing?
Scowling.
I think
By a long
Bran,
fucking time. Do you mean a short rest time?
Yep.
Yay!
That's important to know. Thank you.
So that is what you guys are spending then. You're staying in this room, kind of bandaging up, trying to avoid as many weird mugs that you might find, bacon bits or not.
I think Bran probably found like the least moldy loaf of bread and has just been picking around the mold to find decent pieces to eat. And he doesn't know what to do at a party. He hasn't been to a party, so he doesn't know like how you're supposed to interact with people. So he probably would have just gone back to that centaur that like first came up to him and has probably just been ranting like word vomit for like the last however long about everything that they've been doing, how they ended up here, like you know, when Brock hired them and the people that he's with and all the things that happened in the manor. Like, as long as he'll let him talk, he's just been
I rolled for it.
the whole time.
This centaur is the most active listener, asking questions to get more information, really trying to understand, okay, but how did that make you feel? Like, what did that mean to you? Like, what context did that come from? Oh, wait, so you're a half-elf? Wait, in the material plane, I heard about this place that is like the crown, and they're douchebags to elves and most fey creatures. That's where you grew up? That's where you have to live now? Like, those kind of like follow-up questions where it's just like very heartfelt in a way.
I just simply
fall in love
cannot
with the
believe
centaur.
this. Why would you ever stay in a place like that?
I mean, mainly like survival. There's not really a better option. So it's either, you know, deal with it or don't live. So
That is fair. Though you could always just slaughter them all, make them your slaves, and then have them build a magnificent mansion of your own.
I guess that is an option. I'm not big on the making people slaves thing.
Oh,
it's kind of
fair,
it would be kind of hypocritical to be like, oh, I'm mad at you for fighting the elves and taking over and making them slaves, so I'm gonna make you a slave.
I caught the note, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, but you seem to have a penchant for the necromantic arts, yes?
I dabble.
Oh, I'm sure you can do better than that. I mean,
He kind of scritches the kitty cat underneath the bony jaw.
if you can do this, I'm sure you could, vanquish all your enemies, tear the flesh off their bones, and then make them dance for you. It's not slavery if they're dead.
I guess that's
Too
true.
many steps?
Is that just
I
extra
mean,
steps?
it's like trying to be slavery while circling around it actually being slavery, which feels worse, kind of.
No, it feels creative.
Yeah. I mean, if you give me a day and find me some bones, I could make some helpers. If you
Roll me a
wanna-
persuasion check with advantage.
Was it meant to be?
Can I give him a DM inspiration?
Sure.
Please. Have another
So,
shot, Bryn.
do I just roll another 20?
Yeah, just
Is that-
this one.
okay.
This one is just going to be another persuasion check.
Oh, okay. So just roll another persuasion check. Got it. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Another natural one.
Oh no. He
So
puts
bad.
this large kind of fur lined like the back of the hand, like the palm, like what do you call it? The this is the palm. What is that? The back of the hand, right? English is
It's
so
just
weird.
called the back of the hand.
Yeah.
There's
but,
not
like-
a word for it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the back of the hand.
Fur line and kind of like pats your hand and kind of like squeezes it, kind of cups and squeezes it, and looks you directly into the
Freeze
eyes. And it's just
immediately.
like,
I could never do you the dishonor of slaying the enemy for you. I know that you will be able to vanquish your enemies. You will create your own minions, and I will relish to see them follow you into glorious battle.
gives you another squeeze on the hand. All right, another drink. Clop, 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 clop. Kind of like half gallops off. Henry, while Bryn is hitting on a centaur and the twins are twinning, what are you doing?
It's not blatant hitting on it's like when you're obliviously flirting with someone because you don't realize that you're flirting with them. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah, Henry's just gonna be drinking, joining the festivities, maybe like raging and like juggling a few fairies or something like that if they want. You know, just having fun, joining in the party.
Okay, first make me a Constitution saving throw. Then we'll see how that goes. All right, Henry, you are keeping up. Mr. B is now doing the drinking contest with you. That's right, I'm back, motherfuckers! And he's kind of like starting to drink it as you're like also kind of like keeping up. I mean, for body size, you guys are going mug per mug, even though he has like consumed ounces by the time that you're like half a gallon deep, right? As you kind of like. You have like a pleasant, almost like a hiccup. You're starting to get a little bit. God damn it, Clancy. You're starting to get a little bit. I would say like full on trigger warning for that one. But you kind of get like a nice buzz off of that. However, as you kind of like doing that, you kind of start to feel pumping through your veins. You're just like, and you feel kind of weird and angry. You're like, make me a wisdom saving throw.
No, I mean, you know, it's fine.
Alrighty.
14.
You guys watch as Henry suddenly grows back to massive size. Just absolutely destroys this table in the half, like splintering its side. And Mr. Beast's like, whoa, 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 whoa! Like everyone else kind of like stops. The band stops playing for a second as everyone is just looking at the direction of this. And Sender's like, massive size for half a second. And you're just like, this is awesome! And you just angrily look about. As you do, you suddenly feel reinvigorated by all of this, having drunk this weird piss-poor mead concoction that they have created. As you walk about, you seem to be staying in this form currently.
I mean, he's enjoying it then. They just keep on drinking and going then. You know, like juggling people if they want to be juggled. You know, picking up
This was always my fetish. Celine, Sebastian, and Bryn, go ahead. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
It probably exists, honestly.
Sorry. What kind of check?
Perception check.
Yep.
I'll message you something. Bryn,
Wow.
on the side.
Oh no. Will you also message me the name of the centaur?
No.
Wait.
You never asked his
Daenerys.
name. You just talked at him.
I'm sure
Oh,
that was
I'm
the
sorry.
first thing I asked him.
Wrong centaur. No.
I didn't just randomly start talking to someone without asking them what their name was.
I do it all the time.
Okay, you guys roleplay while I type things.
So nervous, but also excited.
Wow. Celine's just staring at Henry, watching him do all these cool things, and she's got hearts in her eyes.
Sebastian's telling like everyone who looks at him to fuck off.
But it's opposites day.
As with that, there's a flash of
It worked.
energy as the music
Shut your fucking mouth. It worked.
as the music starts to play once more, and you see that Marcus and Brockton are back again with this towering figure.
Whatever your question, changeling.
Right.
He kind of looks through the thing towards Henry, and Massive Moan is just like,
Is this normal?
Not
Yes,
usually at parties, but yes,
Yeah.
it's something he can do.
It is a good party trick.
Just,
Henry, all right there?
No, yes, I'm just juggling fairies. Just, you know, look at my friends.
It's kind of cheating when they can fly.
I'm just like tossing it back and forth in between my hands. It's not really juggling. It's like really just like, you know, throwing a fairy back and forth in between my hands. You know.
It's a good thing there's not a door.
Henry, are you sure you feel okay? Your veins are like bursting.
Yes, they are.
I'm never gonna stop drinking.
Never, ever, ever. He's part of the rebel.
Oh my god.
Or at least David's getting his steps in today.
He's so handsome.
I mean, this would definitely be a Brit thing. I'm gonna go up behind Henry while he's juggling these fairies, and look for one of the veins, maybe along his side, that is prominent, and I'll just reach into my pouch and take out a small knife and just slit right across the vein.
Bryn, go ahead and make me a perception. Sorry, Bryn, make me a stealth check. Henry, make me a perception check.
I'm not very good.
Checks out. As Henry's just like, like starting to fly through, right? Bryn, you kind of like sneak over. It's like, oh yeah, just whatever, and kind of like take out the knife.
Revelry, yeah.
Before we get there, Marcus, what questions did you have for Chernarus?
As a part of, I recognize I already agreed, made the deal, but if you could perhaps answer a question for me, or at least guide me in the right direction. You see, I'm not really going to be able to go home anytime soon.
Why is that?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, for all your powers, you know of many a deal has been made.
And
I am a part of a now noble family who lost a young boy who, while he's alive, he's not conscious. And that's who I normally am. And if he can get a cure and be awoken, I get my name back. And I get to go home.
interesting. How did he come to be in the stasis?
A failed assassination attempt. He actually technically died, but the priest brought him back, but there's comments about the spirit not being completely tethered to the body now. It's something of that.
Did I know the bit about you get to go home and reclaim your name? Is that something you had told Brock before?
Hints have been never directly said.
Yeah, Brock's probably standing there like, aww. Anyway.
Marcus definitely gives a sheepish look.
As you kind of say that, Chernarus is like, I could think of, as suddenly there's a cut across the back of Henry. And as he's cut, suddenly the blood kind of splurts out. And it's the same purple blood that you have seen before. As indeed the muscle spasms and ripples and starts to turn purple all across. As Henry, you turn around towards Bryn. You see his maw opening wider than it has any right to, as some other eyes appear. And Henry indeed looks like a massive
purple people.
And with that, we're going to call it for this week's session. Thank you, everyone, for watching as much as you have today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will, of course, not be back next week. So as a reminder, because next week you should be with your loved ones, people. Not watching D&D. I mean, maybe you could watch D&D with your loved ones. I'm going to be with my loved ones, with my little girls, and my big girl. That's a really weird way to refer to my wife as. The three loves of my life. I will... God damn it, I'm going to stop now. Anyway, celebrate Valentine's Day with the people that matter most in your life. And, you know, just share love. That's really what life is all about. But now I'm getting cheesy. So I'm gonna go find another stream that we can raid really quick so we can get those views over there. So don't leave quite yet. But we will be back again on, let me do the math, the 21st of February. So if you tune back in, we will see what happens with Henry, the purple person, as well as the question that was never answered for Marcus. What a fucking session. Thank you all for tuning in. Anyway, you guys debrief real quick while I find another stream to raid.
You know, it's true. It's not a session if you don't break Clancy at least once, and you waited right until the last minute this time.
It's true.
So
Nobody
mad.
listens to Bryn when he says
No.
someone's a purple people.
No.
Celine, it's right there in front of you. Celine.
No. No. I don't like that I didn't get to roll a perception check. Do you think that Bryn walked up on her man and she didn't see it? Absolutely fucking not. She
Well,
would have tried
you're
to
busy
whip that shit out of his hand, but that's fine.
You're busy
You kinda
growing
like-
up because
You
we're
kind of
in an
have the fake
area-
plague right now, you know, so...
Yeah,
You're
we're
very
in
lucky we
an
didn't go to the
area
other
of joy
side.
and happiness, so you're busy being sick.
Alrighty, with
Yeah.
that, we're going to be rating another channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in a couple of weeks after Valentine's Day. Hug your loved ones, be with them, and we'll see you next Tuesday.